Welcome to episode 13 of the Inside Bite. I'm Tim Schaefer. I'm here with Rudy. How's it going this week?
Hey, what's up, Tim? How's it going? Things are pretty good here. Kids starting school. More time for me to play Halo, unless I fall asleep like I did last night. So there's that.
Yeah, so I was playing last night. Man, it's so good. You can tell they've improved a lot of things too. It feels a little different, in
Okay.
good ways. They tweaked a bunch of things.
Did you notice any big changes with things that they had to actively change the way it works, or is it just like little tweaks like performance and things like that?
Well, it's kind of set up a little different now. They have even when you go into it, before you were just playing like all of like players versus bots, and that was
Right.
the only mode.
Right.
Well, now if you go into where you do like the training, there's a section in there where you can select whatever map you want to train on,
Oh,
and you play you verse all bots on your team and the other team, and you can set like the bot difficulty and all that. So there's a lot of options of like messing around with bots now.
that's awesome.
And then you can't go into the actual multiplayer right now at all.
Right,
And
unless you're
so
in the windows, right? The
yeah,
certain windows of time. You know,
otherwise you're just playing with bots. So
that might be cool for when I'm thinking back to Halo 3 or something. Four of us are together. We keep messing up against these certain teams. All right, let's go in here with these four bots. Let's practice. Everyone snipe or something. So that might be cool to practice and get better.
no, the coolest thing is when the game's actually going, if a player drops out and a bot's able to be put in,
Oh, that's good.
that's going to save a lot of
Oh my
issues.
god,
You know how many it's
so
all day
annoying.
every day somebody
Yep,
leaves or
yep.
whatever, and now you lose because of it, where at least a bot, yeah, they're not going to be as good as a player. Well,
Right.
maybe. I mean, the player could be
Depending on
bad.
the player, I'd rather have a bot that gets a kill here and there than a player who dies 20 times and gets two kills. So could
Or a
be.
player just like not even at their controller and they're just sitting there and
That's
they just keep
awesome.
getting killed.
I didn't
So
think
that will
about
help a
that.
lot.
Hopefully they'll be a little less harsh with the penalties then, if that's the case, because people are at least get a bot in there, But
Now, obviously, if you're playing ranked or something, they're
right,
not gonna.
right,
Yeah,
that's a little different.
yeah.
But like
But
social Slayer or whatever it is in Halo Infinite,
yeah, it'll fix a lot of things. I thought
that's
that was really
awesome.
cool.
That is great.
They also showed Big Team Battle, like there's videos up, but next weekend we get to actually play it.
Yeah, next weekend's Big Team Battle exclusively, or can you kind of pick and choose?
I don't know.
Oh my god, hold on, Tim. Sorry.
Hold on, yeah. But yeah, anyway, I don't know. I was having a ton of fun last night, and then I just been
That's
messing
awesome.
around with the bots today and customizing and all of that.
I just wished I get why they have the windows. They want to try things out, but man, I wish they had just a
I
full
know.
day of just whatever, So we don't have to worry about coordinating and stuff like that. But we'll definitely be playing after this. So
Yeah, I wish I could see like the other side what exactly they're doing. So maybe they're
yeah,
opening small windows, and the very moment they disconnect, they're like, "Okay, this happened with this player. This
right,
happened with
right.
this player. Let's fix this. Let's change it." Like maybe all
Yep.
that's happening on the fly. I don't know.
Yeah. No, you could be right. We'll have to wait and see. Um, anyway, I want to do a few more questions here.
Oh yeah. So last week we were doing the would you rather. Well, hold on. Before we start that, I wanted to again plug the Facebook group.
Yes.
Please go to it. It's actually growing pretty fast. I think we're getting close to like 200 members on
It's
there.
awesome.
So just search the Inside Bite podcast group on Facebook. Join that. Join the forum. It's been really busy, really fun, really engaging. I've been enjoying it a lot, and definitely with a whole lot more members. The more, the better.
Yeah. And I'm sure a lot of people who listen to this are probably in the same boat as us, where other people in your family don't really want to talk to you about video games. So this is a perfect place to come talk about that. Trust me, no one will look at you funny if you start posting about your favorite game that you played recently.
Now, also, if you just don't have a Facebook, you can still email us like questions, and we'll read them for the show and stuff like that too. What's the email again?
It is, you know what, just to be sure, I'm pretty sure it's the Inside Bite podcast at gmail.com, but I'm going to tell you right now to be
Yeah, it
certain.
is. It is. I remember now.
Yep, that's it. The Inside Bite podcast at gmail.com. So feel free and we'll get some questions going.
Yep. But what were you? Oh yeah.
Yeah,
The
so
would you
the question,
rather?
yeah.
Yeah, I want to do some more of those.
I'm glad you brought that up again because I got a few pretty tough ones here, right? So let's start off with this one. Would you rather lose your sight or your memories? I'm talking about all your memories.
Wow, that's actually really tough.
I like this one because I thought it was pretty hard actually. Because man, those would both really suck, I guess.
So once I mean, do you just lose your memories once and then anything going forward? How does that work? Or you just
Yeah.
constantly forget everything? I mean, you
So
wouldn't be
all
able to
right,
live.
let's make some extra little parts to this. Let's say you lose all your memories, but you still retain the memories that would allow you to go about your day. You still know how to use the bathroom
Okay.
and take a shower and eat, right? But you don't have the memories of, oh, me and Tim, we had this great time hanging out, right? Those are all gone, so all your vision is done.
I guess vision, because I mean, what are you even living for if you can't even remember anything?
That's how I feel too.
It's too important. But wow, that's a good one.
Yeah, but vision, man. Then I think of the other side. I'm like,
I know.
so no more. I guess no more video games, really,
This
because
just oh my god, if there's a blind listener right now, it must feel really bad.
I
Like
want
we're
like
debating memories or
I
sight.
know, right? They're probably like, you guys have no idea.
Life is worth living, I promise.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, but remember, we're talking from a perspective of having it right now, so of course it's a bigger deal to us. But I don't know, man. You could listen to a TV show, you could listen to a game, sure, but
I
I don't know.
know.
I don't know. That'd be rough. You could still read with Braille and things like that, obviously. But yeah, oh,
It'd
it's a
be a
tough
lot
one.
of audio. I'd
I
tell you
guess
that.
I guess
Like,
things are getting better in that aspect, so it wouldn't be as bad as it would have been, 50 years ago or something. I guess that's at least
yeah,
true.
yeah.
But yeah, the
But
memories,
yeah,
man. I
I
don't
don't
know.
think I can sacrifice memories.
Yeah, think about like all your friends, your family, all the good
Yeah, I mean,
times. I mean,
you wouldn't
that's
really know any. Like, what do you
right.
even like? How do you even go day to day if like I don't
I mean,
know if you
well,
don't have memories?
on
Like
the
outside of the normal, yeah, your functions, but like,
right,
okay, what's important? How do you
right,
even like?
right.
Nothing would be important to you.
But on the other hand, if you didn't have memories, then you wouldn't know that you forgot all of those great things, right? So you just would have a normal
Actually,
life, I
it could be
guess.
pretty hype life if somebody was like you were under an umbrella that had a ton of money, right?
All
And
right.
then just constant
Just go
fun.
do. That would be an interesting one. All right.
Anyway, you got one more?
Yeah, I got one more for you. How
Cool,
about,
cool.
would you rather be forced to live the same day over and over again for a full year, or take 3 years off the end of your life entirely?
Say that one more time.
All right, so either you live the same day over and over again for one full year, so literally this day right now,
Okay.
a whole year of that, or 3 years are removed from the end of your life. But I wonder, 3 years removed from the end of your life, and you don't know when your life was going to end, or do you know? I mean, let's just say you don't know.
I mean, either way, it would still be
Either
bad.
way, it
Like,
still suck. But I think it would
I
be
guess
better if you don't know.
3 years at the end of my life. Cut. I'll
Interesting.
take
Okay.
that.
Are you picking that because, like, what if it was a great day though that you were repeating? I mean, you could do it differently every
Yeah, but
time.
how do you?
You
Hold
don't
on, hold on.
you
But
don't
how does
you
this
don't know.
work? I don't know. It could be a horrible day, and I'm repeating it, right?
You're right. Yeah. So you okay. Let's say every day you wake up out of bed, and then there are certain things that are happening every day, but you have some input, right? Like for example, the first day you walk out into the street and there's a car coming down the street, and at the last second you yell at some lady, stop, stop, there's a car coming, and she stops, right? But the next day you might not say anything and she might get hit, right? You're able
Right.
to affect it in that way, let's say. um, I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I
I
don't
wouldn't
want
want to live that way.
I wouldn't want to
Uh,
lose 3 years either.
yeah, but what would be really bad is you agree to okay, I'll die. I'll take
Oh
three
my
years off. You
god.
die the next day.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, that would be terrible. You get a diagnosis the next day. You have about 3 years left to live. I'm like, oh shoot. Well, doctor, actually,
I'm dying tomorrow.
It just reminds me of like those like Groundhog's Day or something like that, where they do it over and over again. But I don't know. I guess it would depend entirely on how the day is and can you change the day. What if you could just?
What are you picking?
When I first read this question, I did the same day over and over again. But now that you've said a few things, I'm like, oh man, I don't know. Because what if you started off the first day and it was a horrible day, but could you find some way to maybe change it? I don't know. I guess I don't know the rules of this fake question. Have you ever
Yeah,
seen like Happy Death Day before?
no, but I need to. I've
Yeah,
heard good
so
things.
it's a cool movie, but she dies though, and then she starts again. That's how it goes for her. So like
Okay.
she'll die in her day, I'll start fresh again. But then she eventually finds a way to end it. But it's interesting. I don't know. The idea of having a whole day over and over again for a year though, and it is all bad stuff, man, that would be like a nightmare. A whole year of that. That would be pretty terrible.
Yeah, because that's the issue. Is like if I knew it was gonna be a good day
Right,
that
right.
I got to repeat, sure. But how to? I don't know. It's a 50-50 chance.
Yep, yep.
I mean, I guess you could change things if you could recall things, but I don't know if you could recall things. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be like Memento or something, where he's like writing stuff down on his arm, on his skin to remember the
Oh,
next
yeah.
day. Anyway, I thought those two were pretty
Anyway,
interesting. there's some dumb ones out there too, though. Like, would you would you rather? Actually, you know what? Hold on, I got one last one that I thought was interesting. Actually, it was something like, would you rather be able to have everyone know your thoughts, or you be able to know everyone else's thoughts, like at any given time? I thought that was an interesting one because I'm like, at first I'm like, oh, I would love to be able
I'm
to know everyone
thinking,
else's thoughts, but
yeah.
then would you really want to know everything people are thinking about you at any given moment? It's like I feel like it'd drive you crazy after a while.
I mean, it would, but you'd be able to get so far in life so quick.
That is definitely true. Yes, for
You
sure.
would instantly be a billionaire. I mean, it would only take a few days.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You could take advantage of any situation so easily.
God, people would be amazed. Anyway, we'll grab a few of those next week too.
All right. But yeah, Nintendo Direct happened a few days ago, and we just wanted to go over it. We did a video of like the reacts of it, but it's also nice to reflect back on it and give
Yep.
like more thoughts on it instead of just initial right off the bat what we thought in the video, which
Okay.
we were more just watching and yelling. We weren't even really
Yeah,
talking too much.
we weren't given too many details. It's more
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah. But I'm going like literal order. I mean, do you want to do
yeah,
this? But we just go in literal
sure.
order of what showed as the show went on.
Yeah, we'll go down, give some quick thoughts. That's fine with me.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start with Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. This is not a standalone DLC. This is you have to have the base game, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we said in the
It,
video. Me personally, I mean, this is cool for people who are into Monster Hunter. I just have never really gotten into those games, so not
but
really doing anything
apparently
for me.
this is supposed to be like a Iceborne kind of ordeal in the
Ah,
world. Like it's a
huge.
huge expansion.
Monster
Now
Hunter's been blowing
it's
up, man.
also supposed to hit PC here soon. And
Oh, the base
maybe
game.
yeah.
Ah, okay.
They did say for sure it was coming to PC. We just never got a date. So
I sorry. Go
uh,
ahead.
okay. Go ahead. I don't even
No,
remember what else.
I was just gonna say that I know a few. I mean, you know Dave too. Dave and my friend Joe. They've been waiting for this to come to PC, and they're like huge Monster Hunter World players. And so if it comes on PC, it'll be another big boon, I'm sure, for the player
Yeah.
base.
This game though, I did play it when it came out, and I have a ton of fun. I actually think it's a lot better than World. There's a lot better mechanics. It's a lot more like they've definitely improved on the game. It's just obviously like okay, the graphics aren't as good because it's on
Right.
Switch, but it's not even that much of a downgrade. I was
Okay.
quite surprised. It looks really well. It doesn't look like the previous games were like 3DS and then they ported the Switch
Right.
and it was just kind of an HD version of like
Mm-hmm.
older graphics, whatever.
Yep.
This really is the World engine. It's the RE engine,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's just like like lower res, but it pretty much looks really close to World, to be honest.
That's awesome.
Um, anyway, the game runs great, looks great. I mean, it was really fun. I just I don't know, wanted people to play with and didn't really know anyone that had it.
Sure. Well, I'm sure when it comes to PC, you definitely have a few extra people because they're going to jump
Yeah.
into it, I'm sure, right away. So,
And if they did cross play, that'd be really, really cool.
smart
I don't
idea.
see why they couldn't because they're using the same engine and stuff. So
They need to do some crossplay for everything, every situation like this.
yes,
It just
yes.
makes so much sense. So, anyway, then we have Mario Party Superstars, October 29th, not too far from now. What do you think?
I like this a lot because it's bringing back the N64 maps,
Yeah,
and I think it's also bringing back. I think it's like 5 maps, all picked. No, it was like 7 or 8, but they were all picked from the 3 N64 games, and it's kind of like best of sort of compilation of
that's
those
great.
games all in one.
Yep.
And I think those, like, even the ones after, like, there was some GameCube ones that were pretty good and stuff like that, but I still never thought they were as good as N64 days. Like, if you
No, those
go
were
and
the
play,
best.
yeah, yeah. So, and I don't think it's nostalgia. I've actually went back and played them, and I'm like,
Yep.
oh no, these games are better for sure.
Yeah,
Um, anyway,
I don't think that Mario Party is a game that you're going to be blinded by nostalgia. I mean, first of all, the graphics, like they've improved some, but they're not like making these huge leaps.
I
It's
mean,
very
nobody
much
cares. You're not even really giving
no.
a crap about graphics in a Mario Party.
It's very much still the same game. You move along the
Yeah.
board, you get your mini games. Some of the mini games in the old school ones, man, were so great. I remember like bumper balls. That was like my favorite one. Stand on the ball and you're trying to knock each other
Yeah, yeah.
off. Like I just loved those old school games. Or the ones. Remember, my buddy would always beat us in any game where you had to mash A real fast. He was like a professional at it. Like I'd be sitting here, I'd be standing up. I'm like, try, and then he's just sitting calmly. His thumb is like moving super fast. I'm like, oh my god. So yeah, no, I'm excited for that. That'll be fun. And online, right? This time they're not
Yeah.
making the mistake they made
Yeah.
last time. That's great.
Well, they added online
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
like
last game, what, a few months ago? It only
yeah.
took them, what, a year or 2 or 3, I don't know, however
Oh,
long that game's been out.
oh, Nintendo.
But,
Interesting.
one more thing too, I just
Yeah.
think it's the perfect, like, you got, like, I don't know, a house full of people, and you
Mm-hmm.
need to throw on something that
Right.
everyone can play at once. It's the
Sure.
perfect thing.
Yeah. No,
Because
you're
it's
right.
a board game, like, you're technically all taking turns, so you have to play all together. But what I'm saying is, like, you could easily get up, get a drink, chat, go back and forth. There's a lot of intermission in between, so
Oh yeah.
it's not just 8 people having to stay focused on the screen the entire time, because that
Yep.
breaks a lot of the party vibes. But
Yeah.
if you're
Agreed.
able to, yeah, yeah. Anyway, it's the perfect party game, like,
Yeah.
obviously Mario Party, but yeah.
That'll be a good one to pick up, and then hopefully this does well, and then we get another brand new one, which would be awesome. So let's see about that. All right, then we got Voice of Cards, The Isle Dragon Roars. I'll give more thoughts on this later because I've been playing the demo. But as soon as I saw this, I was interested because the music kind of caught my attention. A lot of people don't really pay attention to music in games. For me, it's like it's a big deal. If I like the music, you already got me interested. And then it looks like it's a sort of card game, but it's more than that. It's like a card RPG, and you're moving pieces around and stuff. It looks interesting.
So everything is cards,
Yeah,
even you moving around as a character is a card. You're
yep,
moving around a board that's nothing but cards. Every object in the game is a card. I
felt
didn't
interesting.
notice that till I
Yeah,
was like rewatching it, and
yep.
I was like, wait, it's all cards. The whole
Literally
game,
every piece. Yep,
everything is a card. So the cards would be like flipped down, and then
yep.
you're traversing, and then it'll flip up, and it'll be a town. Like, towns are cards.
hmm I'll
Any
speak
item, any
more on
character.
that when we talk about it. It's interesting. I like it so far.
I don't
And
know. It's pretty. I mean, it's definitely unique.
that was the one game so far that I saw like a message. Hey, he he kind like the narrator kind of does it in like a clever way, kind of pushing you towards use headphones for this game. And I was like, all right, so I tried out the new Bluetooth. I think my headphones are good with it. I'm not experiencing any latency or anything. So
That's
hopefully
good.
that means my headphones are good with it. But it was great. I was sitting last night playing it on my Switch with the headphones
Oh,
on. And
give the rundown of this, because
yes,
if nobody saw the direct,
of course.
what is this?
So we're talking about Voice of Cards still, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought we were moving on. Yeah, so this is a game, first of all, by Yoko Taro, which is he's been the one who's been the mastermind behind the Nier games and Drakengard. And so he wanted to. This looks to me like it's going to be a shorter game. I don't think this is going to be a full length, 10, 20 hour game. I imagine it'd be shorter than that. But anyway, he wanted to create this little side project. And like Tim was saying, it's literally everything is a card. I mean, it's no exaggeration. The towns, it's like the cards are put together to make the image of a castle, and then each card is a
Yeah.
person. And the card, like, I did this part where I'm helping this old lady, like a little side quest thing. I'm helping this old lady go from the town to the apothecary to get some medicine. You literally see two cards stacked on each other, and they're moving. It's really interesting, and it comes out October 28th. So I'm really excited for this. I think, was this coming to mobile too, or was this just Switch?
I have no
Did I make
idea.
that part up? I don't know. Um, but yeah, man, it
I
looks.
mean, it would work on mobile. I
It
don't see
would.
why
It
not.
would. It looks really cool. The music's great, and if you've played Nier or Drakengard or any of those games, you know that's like a huge thing for those games. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep my eye on this. And Tim, if you haven't tried the demo,
I
I'd
still
suggest you give it a
haven't, but
shot.
I am. I downloaded it. I was just so overwhelmed right now.
Of course,
Pretty
yeah,
much.
you have a million games to play, but yeah, we're gonna keep an eye on that one. Let's see, Disco Elysium. Man, love this game. I gotta say, I'm a little surprised that it's coming to Switch. It's not like the visuals are something crazy, but I think there's so much going on in the background in that game. Think about it, like you walk down the street, you have 4 NPCs. Remember, each NPC literally has the capability to speak to you for tens of thousands of lines of dialogue, which is so crazy to me. Um, Even on some PCs, people are having a little trouble running this game, even though, again, it's not like graphically intense. So I'm glad they got it working on Twitch, however they did it. But man, it's a good game. Really good game.
Yeah, I mean, I even if you dumb the graphics so bad just to get it
Yeah.
working, I
Yeah.
don't think it would matter because the
No.
game is so in depth in completely different ways
Yeah.
than you like staring at um a character moving very fluidly or something. You're way more concerned on what they're saying, what's
Right.
going on. You're reading, you're listening.
You're reading
Uh,
a lot. Like
yeah.
I was playing this game. It was the end of last year or so, and I was sitting here and I had the volume up, and the narrators, or not just the narrator, but each character, their voice acting is really, really well done. And my wife is like sitting in the room, and she sees me. I'm not pressing any buttons. I'm just looking, and people are talking. She's like, "Are you playing anything?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm playing. Hold on, I'm just listening to this dialogue." It's really cool. He has like an inner voice, but it's not just one voice. It's like your left brain, your right brain. There's like one called the lizard brain.
Oh,
It's one
wow.
narrator. He just has different tones in which he does all the voices. So you might have an interaction like this. Someone might say, "Hey, I want you to do something immoral. Hey, I'll give you this money. You make sure you don't approve this guy for this job, whatever, just make something up." And then your brain might start saying like, "Oh, that sounds enticing," like this side of the brain. Why don't we do it? And then the other side of the brain might be like, "Well, how are you going to feel afterwards?" Like, it's like all different voices in your head throughout the whole entire game. So this guy who did that voice in your head, man, they got to give this guy something nice because he literally recorded like hundreds of thousands of lines of dialogue. It's ridiculous, man. So it's really cool. It's like a little studio too, in like Estonia or something, which I think is nuts. So anyway, check this game out, man. It's worth playing for sure.
I mean, I really want to play it, but
But it's gonna take over if you try to play it right now. Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
I can't do it right
I
now.
think
Too big.
I want to say I put about like 40 hours into it. It's not like ridiculous, but it is. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a good
You
chunk.
beat it?
I beat it. Yeah, I beat it. Did
Okay.
all the side quests and everything. Really cool
40's
game.
not terrible. I was
No,
expecting more. Well, that's good though.
yeah,
I want it to be 40.
you can
Okay.
even beat it in less if you didn't try to see everything, which I was trying to
Yeah.
do.
Okay.
Like you could. One last thing I'll tell you about this game is you go into a shop and you
Well, wait.
buy.
How do you see like if something happens, you're kind of locked to it, right?
So
How
here's
does
how it
that
goes.
work?
You can kind of, if there's a character that I'm talking to, and you have choices of what you want to say, right? So if I choose the second choice, um, there are times where you can start a conversation and then you can back out of it, right? It's no problem. You can stop at any time and you can continue moving on. But other
Okay.
times though, you'll say something and then you'll lock another choice now, right? There's like dice rolls. Think like Dungeons and Dragons and games like that.
Yeah.
The game is all based on dice rolls. So me going up to you and I have a low whatever particular stat, and I'm trying to convince you of something. it might
You
say
need a high roll
right,
for it to actually work.
exactly. And you could still get it. It could say you only have a 7% chance of Tim agreeing with you on this, but you can like save scum if you want. You can keep trying over and over and over. I was
Yeah.
trying to avoid doing that because the smart thing about this game is there are things that when you fail, you'll never like. It's worth failing sometimes, you know. Like when you you do karaoke, for example, and you fail, and it's the funniest thing I've seen in my entire life, and I almost missed that because I was so set on passing the
Nice,
dice roll, you
nice.
know. So
Yeah.
that game is it's really cool. Multiple playthroughs, or even just trying save, get it, and then go the other way. It's a really awesome game, man. So
I mean, I said it already, but this game got tons. I mean, amazing
yeah,
critical reception
a
from
lot. Yeah,
users, from the press, all of that. And so it's really cool that Switch is getting such a
I'm
high
happy.
profile game.
I'm
Yeah.
happy they are because I think more people need to play this game. So there was a game that was shown at was it PlayStation Showcase that looked like this a lot. I'll have to pull it up. It's
Okay.
like an Australian game or something, but it's very similar concepts, like looking from the top down and a lot of dialogue and stuff. So anyway, yeah, definitely worth checking out. But when you have time.
Yeah.
All right. Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity, Expansion Pass, Wave 2. All right. Well, you know our
I don't
number one
know.
thoughts on this, right?
Yeah. I would like to play it. They need to fix the frame rate, and I'm just gonna repeat that till they fix it, or I don't know. That's it. I don't know
Yeah.
what else to say.
It's
I can't do teens
right.
in the frame rate.
It's just unacceptable at this point. Even if you're someone who says like, well, I'm not bothered by 30 frames. Okay, fine. I believe you, but this is
Yeah.
going to bother you. Come on. This is like sub 20.
No, I'm trying to like actually attack something. Like we're in a deep battle here with a boss or something, right? And
Oh
it's
my
just
god.
chugging along. I can't handle it.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's ridiculous. I would like to play that, but I'm on the same page as you, so maybe one day. Chocobo GP. So I saw this and I got Mario Kart vibes, which I'm not mad at. That's fine, but it is cool. You know, you have your fire aga, like put a little Final Fantasy touch in there. I like that. That's cool. Could be fun.
yeah. So I was curious how that works. So I guess you're picking up like a power up
Right.
as you're racing, but maybe it shuffles between its power, and you
I
have to like
wonder. Yeah,
randomly hit on something. How do you? Maybe you have to get two of the same item for it to stack.
that's what
Curious how that works.
I was thinking. Maybe you have to get maybe like magic, and then there's something else that takes place after that. Because unless it's just all the items are only magic things, which that would be lame. I don't think they would do that.
But yeah, this game's just basically Mario Kart with the Final Fantasy twist on it. But it looks like, I don't know, looks well made. It looks fun. I'd want to
Yeah.
play it.
I would check it out.
Oh, one of the coolest things is they have this up to 64 players big tournament thing you do. Not all 64 racing at once, but they can all go into the bracket.
Yep.
And then that would be really cool to do. It's like almost it's almost like a battle royale, you know. See if you can end up like being the first out of 64 people.
64 people.
Cool.
That could be a lot of fun. Actually, imagine if you're at the front, how you'd feel.
Yeah, I'd be pretty hyped to win that. That'd be cool.
Awesome.
Anyway,
all right, and then we have the final, which I'm kind of scratching my head at why they didn't reveal the final character for Smash in this video. They could have reveled the character. We all get excited, and then hey, tune in on October 5th for our
I feel it's gonna be that big to where they wanted to save it. Now I thought I got spoiled because I saw Master Chief come into Super Smash Bros. And I didn't believe it, but it looks so legit. It was like right on the pulled up YouTube.
Maybe it could still be true. Who knows?
Right? Maybe it's a leak or something. I don't know.
Man, dude, that would be so
all
cool.
I know is I got spoiled and I was waiting on it. It never happened. I was like, okay, well, that's kind of cool that, at least I didn't get spoiled, but I was kind of wanting to see it.
Yeah, if that was me, if I was you guys and I knew that ahead of time, I would be so excited to see how someone else would react to that news. Because man, that's huge.
Exactly. That's all I was thinking like the whole time.
Yep. So
that's why I was saying like, dude, okay, like this is going to change the game.
Right. Imagine, can you just imagine like
how do you even use what
Master
Chief grabs the guy
And you know when you can like punch people when you're grabbing them, he like puts a
Yeah.
sticky in your face or something. Like, man, that'd be so cool. So yeah,
Dude, the sound
we'll
effects
definitely.
alone of
Oh my
like the
god, yeah.
plasma grenade going off and stuff, it'd be so iconic. Anyway.
He pulls out the grab hammer or something. That's like a smash attack, man. He's
Oh, bro, hold
so
on. So I was just playing the infinite thing,
right,
right?
right.
I got the gravity hammer, bro. I got like 6 kills
Oh
with
my
that thing.
god,
I was just
so
jumping
fun.
off from platforms, smashing down. It was
Does it
so fun.
still? Does it still? I hope they fix this. Does it still not have the same weight it used to? You know when you swing it in Halo 3, it like
Yeah.
doom and it hits the
Oh,
ground
it's
really
got
hard.
weight. It's got
Okay,
real weight.
because
Super weight.
when I first saw the trailer for Infinite and then we played it, it was almost like it was the hammer was coming and it was like doop, like a little like a little hit, and I was hoping they'd fix that.
Like even from the last time you played.
Yeah, last time I played it, it was almost like the hammer would connect with the character and it would hit and it would stop there. It wouldn't like smash the ground and shake the ground and everything like it normally does. It would just hit them and they'd fall. I'll show you what I'm
Okay,
talking about later,
well,
but it was
yeah, I
different.
don't know because this is my first time using it, but I
Gotcha.
mean, it definitely hit the ground and it created like
Okay,
effects from
good.
it hitting the ground.
That's what
So
I wanted because I mean I'll show you what I'm talking about. But when
okay.
they first showed it, it was like this is definitely not what I'm used to with the hammer.
And it vibrated hard. I mean, you really felt it when it hit the ground. So yeah, I
That's
don't know.
awesome. I can't wait to play. It's gonna be so much fun.
Um,
All right, and we have Kirby and the Last of Us 2. Oh, excuse me. I mean the Forgotten Land.
no,
No.
if you watch the trailer in the beginning, it really does look like The Last of Us 2.
Yeah, it looks
It's
like.
just like a rundown city, like apocalypse.
I think it's cool that they're doing that, and I think it's cool that I guess I didn't have it in my head. I just assumed that they had come out with a 3D Kirby game before this, and I guess I was wrong.
Oh, so I will correct one thing. I mean, I
Okay.
was correct, but in Kirby 64, there are like 2 or 3 instances where it does go in 3D
Okay.
for a minute, like fighting a boss or something, and
Right.
it goes back out.
But not
But that's
entirely.
it. It's just little tiny segments. So I just wanted to
Gotcha.
correct that.
This is cool. I mean, that's that spot where Kirby's kind of running through this like rundown building, and this big gorilla or whatever he is reaches in, tries to
Yeah.
grab him. Like, oh, this looks really cool. Actually, it could be like a fun game with like cool set pieces and everything. So I'm looking
I
forward to it.
mean, a new this is almost feels like a new IP Nintendo because again, we never had 3D
Right,
platformer
right.
Kirby, so we don't know. Like this is brand new, like
That's so
feeling.
great.
This is brand new, like environments, and we don't know what to expect outside of the trailer that we saw. But you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it almost feels like a new IP.
it's very exciting.
Anyway,
It's been a while, but
I think this may be my game of the show.
yeah,
Yeah,
I can get well. I can't get all the way behind. I love that, but you know what my game of the show is. So let's
yeah.
keep going. Then we got Animal Crossing and New Horizons free content update. Now listen, here's the thing about Animal Crossing. I really couldn't care less, but I do think it's cool that Nintendo is being smart, and again, it's selling 30, 40 million copies. They're supporting it still. I mean, that's smart.
Yeah,
I don't blame you for doing
I
it.
think
Obviously.
I think Zelda's still surprisingly slightly ahead of it, but not by
Wow.
much. But that kind of shocked me because
Yeah.
Animal Crossing's like
Sells like
I don't know, a
so
cultural
much.
phenomenon.
God,
It's like what, We Fit or something? Like
it's
everyone
ridiculous.
has it.
I mean, the game Animal Crossing New Horizons. Let's see sales. Let's see how much we're up to right now. I think I checked last time.
Yeah, see if it beat Breath of the Wild because that's what's even more weird is like, okay, well, if Breath of the Wild's still ahead of it by a little, I didn't realize Breath of the Wild was that
Um,
big. I mean, the fact that a Zelda game is
sure.
that massive in sales, I mean, that's really cool.
Yeah, I mean that game sold a ton too. It was at let's see, New Horizons had sold 31 million as of December 31st, 2020. So that was a while
That's a
ago.
while ago.
I want to find a more recent one. New Horizons 31 million sales. How about 2021? Here we go. Jeez. Well, it says June 2021, 33. This is not an
Okay,
official site,
Here we
though.
go. August 5th, 2021.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. I
Oh,
totally
I
forgot
got.
about Mario Kart.
God,
Mario Kart 8, 37 million. Animal
Jesus.
Crossing New Horizons. It did pass. Okay, Breath of the Wild's a lot lower now. Okay. Mario Kart 8, 37. Animal Crossing 33. Smash Bros. Ultimate 24. Let's go.
That's great.
Breath of the Wild 23. Pokemon Sword and Shield 21. Look at these.
It's just these numbers.
24, 27, 37, 20. Dude,
these numbers are just ridiculous.
Even the biggest PlayStation, the biggest they're getting is what, 10 million? And that's like Spider-Man. That's like the most popular IP you could ever possibly have. And at most, you're getting like 14.
I always think that's
37 million?
It's crazy how that happens. Like, you have people like me who have their PlayStation just for the exclusives, right? So, of course.
Yeah.
So the argument that people make about Nintendo, well, they don't have good third-party support, so most people are just buying the exclusives. Okay, fine, but that's what I do with my PlayStation as well. And even then, I mean, Last of Us 2, I don't know how much it sold. I know it's, or let's just say Spider-Man.
It would be
Spider-Man
crazy.
PS.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's the top sold. But what I'm saying, it's not like it's one game here. This is like
a bunch.
10 games above 10 million. That's
Spider-Man
unheard of on any system.
Spider-Man has sold over 20 million. That's to be expected. It's Spider-Man, right? Let's try like Last of Us Part 2. Did they put sales out for that?
But there is 6 games that sold more than Spider-Man on Nintendo.
It's ridiculous.
6 games. And Spider-Man, again, that's the most popular superhero that exists, right?
It's just nuts. It's nuts. Those numbers are just unheard of. So
anyway, moving on, but that's wild.
That is wild. Then we got Mario Golf Super Rush, second free content update. Not much to say about it. I do really like when Nintendo does the available today thing. I think that's awesome for people who are into that. So that's great for people who play Mario Golf.
I mean, I want to play it, but apparently it's just like the story mode is like not very good. And again, like, I don't know. They were so good back in like Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, even GameCube. Like, they had like, I don't know. It seems like any Mario sort of sports thing has been really lackluster lately. I don't get why. Like, how are these games from 15 years ago more in depth? I don't get it.
You're right. It seems like they've cut back. You know, like Mario Tennis, I felt that way about with the story mode as well. I was kind of expecting a little
more. Exactly. But whatever.
It's whatever. Disney Magical World 2 Enchanted Edition. I don't really have much to say about this.
I don't know.
That's great.
I mean, there's kids that play on Switch. Just let them have it. I don't know what to say.
That's a good idea. Maybe I'll show it to my son and see if he's interested. Because if it's cheap, maybe I'll just throw it on there for him. He's been every day. He's like, Dad, I want Wario game. I'm like, all right, well, I've been spending too much money on games. Why don't you play the demo for now? He plays the demo like every day. I'm like, okay, I gotta eventually get that game for this kid. All right, and then we have Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, which I thought this is interesting.
This is cool.
I know it's the old version, but again, I've heard nothing but amazing things about this. This is like a blind spot in my gaming career, let's say.
I mean, really think about it. So here's the best pitch I can give. So Mass Effect, right? They're really, really good about giving lore that actually makes you care. Like, it's not just reading some logs but you don't really care. Like, you actually are reading these logs, leaning forward, like 1 a.m. super woke and just so excited to just read. Just because, I don't know, it's such interesting, like, the worlds are so crazy cool. And I mean, it really has the vibe of this, but it's Star Wars on top of it. So the amount, and this is real Star Wars lore, right? I mean, they're actually building all the they're doing a New Republic right now. And it's based off of this Old Republic. But what I'm saying is, like, it is, and it's not some weird side small little thing in Star Wars. This is almost like the base of Star Wars. Everything builds upon the Old Republic. It's like the beginnings of Star Wars. Right. So it gives so much important information based on this game.
Yeah, I might play this.
It's really important, and it's really cool, really deep. The problem is, like, I think the gameplay is good. The problem is, it was original Xbox. So think like PS2, Xbox days of, like, it's 3D graphics, but everything's like very barren. Like, you couldn't feel it much. Like, it's not much grass, not much like objects throughout the city.
I gotcha.
That's it's kind of hard going back to those days of, like, I don't know, you're just walking like random street and then there's just building to the left and right, but there's not much filling it out. You know what I mean? But if you can get over that little hurdle, I think the gameplay is actually really, really good. It's Mass Effect 1 gameplay.
I'll
So
take. That's fine with me. So
Mass Effect 1 pretty much pulled directly out of this game, and then it was the same with that. And then 2 is whenever they made it more compact.
gotcha. Okay, that makes
But
sense.
but
Yeah, I'll
yeah.
keep my eye on that. All right, then we got Dying Light 2. They showed a trailer for the cloud version, which I know you were talking about. You know, you've tried some cloud games. I haven't really tried them yet, but I'm gonna get this elsewhere anyway. But I guess that's
Yeah.
good for if it works for you. Hey, great, you can play Dying Light 2 on your Switch. But otherwise, yeah, I don't know if it's really worth it. So how about let's
Moving
see.
on.
Yeah, let's not much to say about that. Dying
The
Light
first
Platinum
Dying
Edition
Light is coming.
with all the DLC in it, which I think was pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's a lot of little things they added, and then they had the following, which was the big expansion pack. That's great. I think you should get that on Switch if you want to play it portably because it'll probably be worth it. I'm sure they got it working fine on there. So awesome game. Um, yeah, get that. If you have not played Dying Light by now, please play it because it's really good.
Yeah.
All right, and then we got Triangle Strategy, which again I think it's really funny that they did the same thing they did with Octopath Traveler, like Project Octopath Traveler, and then Project Triangle
Yeah, that
Strategy, and
just
then just
kept it.
drop the project off. Here's the name. So anytime you see Project in a Nintendo title, just know that's going to be the name. This game looks really cool. It reminds me of Tactics a little bit. It reminds me of Octopath Traveler with the way it looks, and put those two things together, and I'm sold. So I'm assuming you're in on this too.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I love strategy games.
yeah,
It's
same.
like Final Fantasy Tactics. It's like I almost said Breath of Fire, Fire Emblem.
Oh yeah, yep.
It's anyway, it's in that vein, but I mean, it's so pretty.
It's beautiful.
I love this engine they use. I
I
mean,
know, I know. Like you were saying, man, give me Final Fantasy VI in this engine.
yeah.
God, that would be.
Oh, now what is super hype, and I've never played it. They're doing that Dragon Quest 3, I want to say. They're
Oh,
doing with this engine, and
oh,
they announced it on like Dragon Quest event that happened a few months
that's
ago.
awesome. I didn't know that.
And yeah, it I mean it's the exact same engine or whatever, and it looks beautiful. I can't remember if it's Dragon Quest 2 or 3, but it's one of the older ones. I never played it, and it would be really neat to play like a classic JRPG that
That's
was super
awesome.
big in
All
this
right,
style. So that does exist. I mean, it's not Final Fantasy, but it's Dragon Quest,
I have to give that a try then because I want to at least get a feeling of what that would
right?
be like.
You need to
Um,
see. I mean, pull it up right now. Hold on. I'm gonna throw this on the
Dragon
screen
Quest
right
3.
now.
I can check real quick.
No,
Three.
this is too important. I just thought of it.
All
I
right.
think
While
it's
you
just Dragon Quest 3 HD. Yeah, here it is.
okay,
Okay.
while you're setting that up, I'll just mention quickly.
Yeah.
Metroid Dread ended up wrapping it up. Looks great. I hope that it will be again. I hold Metroid to a higher standard, as should we all should, because they literally created that Metroid and Castlevania created this whole genre,
Yeah, yeah.
and they've gotten some. Like I was talking about Elder Lilies the other day, or Hollow Knight. Like these are games that have taken this genre and taken it to the next level. So I expect the king of this, Metroid, to come back now and really give us something great. So
I feel I was being too harsh when I was doing the reaction, only because it was just like, oh, it's just these developers. But
right,
again, I never played the last one where they did the Metroid 2 remake.
yeah, yeah, I
So
like that
maybe
one.
that was actually good.
And this looks better than
And
that. This looks much better than that. And remember
maybe
when they
I'm being
started
too
showing?
hard on them because it does look really, really good. I went
Yeah,
back and watched the trailer again. I was like, okay, this looks a lot better
they started
than I was
showing some
giving it credit for.
extra. They started showing so much extra things too that I thought was cool instead of just a normal quick gameplay trailer. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. All right, let's see this. So this is Dragon Quest 3, you said?
Yeah.
Like an HD version or something?
Dragon Quest 3 HD is what they're literally calling it. HD 2D remake.
Okay.
Almost there. I should have saved the template, but now we'll be good going forward.
All right.
But you got to see this.
That's the original, huh? Yeah, Dragon Quest is another blind spot. I haven't played these games at all, really. Whoa. Wow.
Doesn't that look so cool?
Jesus, that looks really, really great. Oh my god, that looks so good.
I mean, it's like Octopath Traveler,
It
but
is. It
a
is.
very But this game, I mean, I think it's probably better made because Octopath has some weird like problems with
Right.
like its story and
Mm-hmm.
pacing and stuff.
Yep.
But this is a very just tight one storyline
Oh
JRPG
man,
ordeal.
it looks great.
This looks so cool.
I would definitely play that. I'm assuming that's a while away, or what did they say about it?
Let's see. I think they gave a date. I just don't remember.
I would play
Let's
this
see.
for sure.
I mean, that world map too. Like all
Looks
of
great.
it.
Yeah, I would certainly play this.
Oh, no date.
No, they. All right. Well,
Anyway,
I'll wait on it.
that looks
That's
so
cool. No, I had no idea about that, so I'll keep that on my radar.
Yeah.
All right, and then let's run through these. Let me run through these N64 games, and then we'll give thoughts on whichever ones we want real quick. So basically, they confirmed that they're adding N64 and Sega Genesis games to the Nintendo Switch online service at an additional cost that I don't believe we know the cost yet difference. If they add another $5, okay, fine, 10, maybe pushing it a little bit, but we'll see. Anyway, we got Super Mario 64.
I think it's gonna be something weird like 7 or 8.
It'll be something. You know what? You're right. This is
Yeah.
Nintendo we're talking about. I forgot. So we got Super Mario 64, Mario Kart 64, Star Fox 64, Yoshi's Story, Sin and Punishment, Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, Winback, Mario Tennis, Dr. Mario 64, and then games that are coming soon to it. We have The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask, F-Zero X, Mario Golf, Pokemon Snap, Kirby 64, The Crystal Shards, Paper Mario, and Banjo-Kazooie. So
okay, out of those, like pick your top 5.
So I'm kind of tired of playing Super Mario 64 at this point, so I'm okay there. Sin and Punishment, I would love to play again. Yoshi's Story, I actually really liked a lot.
I never played it, so I do want to play
good.
that.
That was a good one. Winback, I liked back in the day. That was a really fun game
to play.
It's a shooter. It's like a oh my god,
first person shooter.
It's been a long time. I just want to be sure before I tell you.
Okay.
I remember the shooter we would play with the 4 screens on the TV. It was Winback 64. Let me just see so I can make sure it comes back. Oh yeah, it's a third person shooter. I remember now. It looks so corny, all blocky arms and face and everything. Anyway, it was an old school think like
okay, they showed it in the little presentation.
Yeah.
This is what they showed.
Yeah, it gave me like Metal Gear
like,
Solid vibes a little bit back in the day.
Yeah, it looks very PS1 third person shooter, like a siphon filter or something.
And I used to, my favorite thing about that game was, I don't know if you saw when you pulled it up, your bullets would appear not as a number. Literally, they'd stack 60 bullets in your bottom left corner. I thought that was always so funny. I'd try that one out. And honestly, I don't think I've ever even tried Dr. Mario 64. So maybe I'd play that too.
Me either. And I like Dr. Mario.
Yeah.
I'll play that.
Yeah.
Also, okay, so here's the thing. What was it? Is the online? Do you with super assume that's a thing because any of the other stuff is, and it's in a service called Nintendo Switch Online.
Right.
Why would it not have online? But if it does have online, let's just assume it does. My excitement goes through the roof now because even Dr. Mario 64, that'd be fun.
That could be fun. Online. That could be fun. Yeah.
Anyway, but forget all that. Mario Kart 64 doing the battle modes, dude.
Oh my god,
so amazing.
I'm not going to get excited for that possibility yet though, because I feel
why would it not be there?
You're right. But I love Nintendo, but this is Nintendo we're talking about, you know? So we got to wait and see. If this was PlayStation or Xbox saying this, I'd be like, oh yes, we're playing Super Mario 64. I can't wait online. But
Mario Tennis, dude, I don't know. It would be so fun. Even Sin and Punishment, I think that's 2-player. We could run
the game is so fun.
Anyway, but even but what I would say, Majora's Mask is my second favorite Zelda of all time.
Game. So good.
I'll play through it again. Whatever. I played through it probably 5 or 6 times. I'll play through it again.
Great game.
Yep. My problem is the 3DS version is such a huge upgrade.
It's a way better game.
It's hard to like. Well, I guess I should just play it on my 3DS.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway,
and F-Zero X is really good for the coming soon. I never
played
that game.
But I played GX a ton.
GX is really good too. Yeah, X, I got so good at it. I was like, I had the maps memorized perfectly. I would just perfectly go into the healing area, then dodge this. And I played it so much. I was getting really good at it. So I'd probably play that again. Paper Mario, classic. Haven't played that in years. Probably over a decade. It's got
Honestly, out of all these games, if I just had to tell one game to somebody to play that I think held up above the rest, it would be Paper Mario.
It's so good.
I think like the rest of these are sort of like jank, old 3D, right when it was starting, all of that. Yep. Paper Mario is like clean.
It's still
like,
beautiful
to this day. It's like, I don't know. I think that would be the one.
Agreed. And how about so for Sega Genesis, for example, now, and that's late October we're getting, we have Sonic 2, Streets of Rage 2, Echo the Dolphin, Castlevania Bloodlines.
Castlevania Bloodlines, huge shout out. I'm telling you, that's one of the best Castlevania games.
I haven't played that one.
Very good. It was the only one on Sega, but it's crazy good. And it's weird because everything else was Nintendo, then went to PlayStation, blah, blah, blah. Sega never really got Castlevania again. But this one just happened to be like a huge gem, and it was like a one and done deal.
Oh, gotcha.
So not many people even. I thought it was just going to be trash because I'm like, Sega with Castlevania, right. And it ends up being one of the better ones. Anyway,
I've never played that one. I'll have to keep an eye on that then. Then we have Contra Hardcore, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, Golden Axe. I'd give a shout out to that one. I can't tell you how many hours my brother and I would spend playing Golden Axe. We love, oh man, I just love that game so much. It was so good. Actually, little random fact, they came out with the prototype of Golden Axe 2 that they were going to release and they never did. They came out with it on Steam. Yeah, a few months ago.
That was really cool.
I downloaded it, I added it to my library. Never tried it out.
Me too, because I think they removed it where you couldn't add it after a certain date. So I did end up snagging it up.
And they even tried to do like a 3D Golden Axe, but apparently it wasn't very good. It's called like Beastmaster or something like that. But man, I wish they would bring back Golden Axe today and like do like a 2.5D, like Streets of Rage 4 was. Yeah. Like that. Oh man, that'd be.
Honestly, perfect. I'd rather play Golden Axe than Streets of Rage.
Same.
Yeah.
Golden Axe had the cool music. I remember you had like the generic female warrior, the Xena looking girl. Then you had the Hercules looking guy.
Yeah.
You had the little dwarf.
You could jump on the dragons and
breathe
the fire with them.
Oh man, it's so good. Gunstar Heroes. Musha.
Great game. I don't know. There's a lot of big picks in this. Now looking at this,
this is probably better than the Nintendo
top tier. Yeah. This is top tier Sega right here. This is really
Phantasy Star 4, Rystar. I remember Rystar. Shining Force, Shinobi 3, Return of the Ninja Master, and Strider. I remember Strider as well back in the day.
Shinobi 3 and Strider is top.
This is a good list. If you're not interested in this for the N64. I'd say go for it for Sega.
So this is pretty wild. Now I'm looking at this list. I'm sitting there thinking, who's picking these games? Because this isn't Sega picking these games. Because I'm telling you right now, Sega always picks like, okay, there's some good ones up in the mix.
Right.
This is like the best Sega games you could possibly pick. And I'm sitting there like, Musha's amazing. All of these are like someone really knows their history, and it's a huge gaming nerd just picking the best Sega games they could pick. It's like, this really is that type of list. It's crazy.
Oh, agreed. Yeah, whoever picked this knows their Sega history.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think this is a Nintendo or Sega employee. There are. Okay, let's say this. So in Treehouse, you know how Treehouse always snags up these IGN podcast people, stuff like that.
Yep.
And Jose knew his stuff and all of these people, and Rich George and all of that. So maybe it's one of these guys up in Nintendo being like, no, let's get
yes. That's like, that reminds me of like when Colin says stuff like, let me make the next
exactly
G.I. Joe game. I could write a good G.I. Joe game. Like, I feel like people like that.
And I actually believe it.
I believe him.
Yeah.
It would probably be awesome. And okay. Anyway, so that's all the Sega and N64 games. So let's run through these. Some big ones in here. So first of all, we have Shadowrun Trilogy coming out next year. I've always liked these games. It's been super long since I don't even think I played all three.
Never played a single one. I know what they are. It's like that XCOM vibe.
Yes, it
Um,
definitely has an XCOM vibe, but that looks pretty
but
cool
these are
next
the
year.
OGs. I think the
Mm-hmm.
first was even on Sega Genesis. I want to
It's
say,
way
was
back
it?
in the day. I can't remember.
I don't know. I mean, I know it's PC, but I just think it was also on a console. I just can't remember. Now, I weirdly played the shooter Shadowrun that was on
Right.
360 and
Yes,
PC,
yes, I remember
and
that
that
too.
was the very first game where it was cross play between PC and Xbox.
So cool, man. Imagine
Anyway,
them doing it back in the day and still to today. We don't have
yep,
everyone
yep.
doing that. It's crazy. Then we have Castlevania Advanced Collection, which I know you grabbed that. I'm on the fence, not because I think it's worth it or not worth it, just because I'm swamped with games.
No, I
But
know.
man, I
It's
really
just
want this
this is
game.
so important to me. I mean, like Castlevania is huge for me. It's one of my favorite series ever, and I mean, I'm like at the point whenever it first got rumored, it took some of the excitement away. I would have freaked out if
Oh
I
my
the
god, yeah.
rumors weren't even a thing or whatever. So we
Yep.
were kind of expecting it coming, but all I know is when I first saw the rumors, it was kind of hard to be super excited because you're questioning if it's real or not.
Right.
But if I would have saw it straight from the jump there, I'm telling you, I
It
think I
would have
would have
been.
cried. I think I would have cried on the street.
Yeah, it's a big deal, man. I
It's
remember
these
playing this.
games are incredible. I don't
So
know. I was
good.
playing it like last 2 days. I just keep popping it on just intermittently, and I'm just like, God, I have to stop because I'm telling you, I'll play till I fall asleep.
I think
It could be 8 a.m. and I'll play till it's 2 a.m. the next day.
I think
It's
I think
they're
I need to
incredible.
just pull the trigger because these games are games like you said. I could easily we're watching the TV show. I'm waiting for my daughter for
That's how I'm
something.
treating it.
You
Yeah.
know,
Because you can save at any point, you can rewind at
right?
any point. It's so accessible to drop in, drop out.
It's awesome, man. I remember
It's
Aria of
incredible.
Sorrow. That game was something else, man. So to play the other two would be pretty cool because I've never gotten a chance to play both of the other two. I know
Now
that old school one,
the second one, so RSR is the third.
right?
Circle Moon's really good. The second one, they're all
Uh,
good. The
yeah.
second one has weird graphical things. So when Circle Moon came out, that's when the backlight wasn't a thing on Game Boy
Mm,
Advance. And that game had a lot of problems because of that, because you could hardly see it, and it was
right.
dark theme on top of it. So
Gotcha.
with the second game, there still wasn't a backlight, so they tried to compensate for it. So they added a
Make it
ton of
brighter.
color and
Ah,
brighter and all of this.
I see.
But when the third game came out, that's when SP was out at that point. So they
Right.
were able to find that middle ground again without have to over exaggerate the colors.
I see. Okay.
But it's just a color thing. All three games still play amazing, but just like when you play the second game, no, oh, why does it look so weird? That's why.
Right. Right. Okay. Okay. I'll
That's
keep
all.
that in mind.
Yeah.
Then we have ActRaiser Renaissance. It's a remake of ActRaiser, which I've never played ActRaiser. I've just always heard people rave about this game, so I definitely am interested in that. Have you
I mean,
given it a shot a little bit?
this is bigger than anyone like seems to want to give, but
Mm-hmm.
thankfully I was listening to Last Dance podcast and
Mm-hmm.
Sacred Symbols. And Colin was just ranting and raving about it. Apparently, this was his like favorite game when he was a kid.
That's
And
awesome.
he was like, I'm dropping everything. I'm sorry. I was playing Kena. I was gonna like platinum it and do this, that. I'm dropping it all.
Dropped
This
it
is
all.
like Castlevania Advanced Collection and this. He's like, I'm just dropping all and playing these two games. Forget what I was doing.
That's awesome, man. I know he's a huge Castlevania guy, and I know he's always talked about
Yeah.
ActRaiser. So for him, this is like
For
Christmas.
this is better than this is like dreams came true. This is Final Fantasy VII sort of
Right.
ordeal
Right.
for him,
And to get both of those games for like what, $50 probably, I assume, for all
and
those games.
available today, both of them.
That's amazing, man.
He was
Um,
probably so freaking hyped.
why couldn't this have dropped in like August or something or July?
Yeah,
I would have been all over this.
yeah, it's
But
dropping right where so many other games
oh
are
my
dropping
god,
too.
I'll get to it though.
He's dropping Tails for it, dude, and he's a
Yeah,
huge
and he's
Tails
a big
guy.
Tails guy, and I know how when he starts wanting the platinum games, I know that he gets super focused. So
Yeah,
that's kind of funny.
but
Um,
I didn't think about that. Wow, hey, I got very similar taste at least there in that
yeah,
section because same thing with me. I'm in a huge Tails guy, but I'm playing this over it. Sorry, I
yeah.
mean this is like my bread and butter.
That's what I keep doing. I keep dropping one game for another that has my attention at that moment. But we'll get through all these games
Whatever,
by the end of the year
whatever.
somehow.
I'm enjoying my life. It's cool. All right.
That's it, man. All right, then we have Deltarune chapters 1 and 2. I know chapter 1's been available, but 2 is available as well now, so you have both. I played Undertale. It was all right. I feel like I missed. You ever finish a game, you're like, man, I wish I liked it as much as everyone else. That's how I felt with Undertale. It was fine.
Apparently, you're supposed to like replay it with some new knowledge or something.
Right. There's some little clever things in the game, but Deltarune, I don't know. I assume this is just more Undertale. It's a new thing,
Yeah,
obviously, but made by the same guy, so I'm sure people are excited about that. That's cool.
I only played it for I don't know, maybe an hour or two of Undertale, and I was like, okay, it kind of looks like Earthbound, but not as good.
Right. I love Earthbound. See, that's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and then we
Anyway,
have Hot Wheels Unleashed coming out the end of this month. Looks cool. Probably not
yeah.
something I'll buy, but it looks fun. Kind of like
I'm not. I mean, there's too many big games right now.
right.
But this did look cool. I mean,
I
it had
agree.
kind of custom tracks and like I don't know, it looked really fun.
Yep, that looks cool. And then Surviving the Aftermath,
I don't
holiday
even
2021.
remember what this was. Do you?
It looked like a sort of strategy game. I could be wrong though. Let me see. So we have some images here. Okay. That's what I get from these images. It looks like think like Command and Conquer, Halo Wars, right? You're looking at it like a god view, and
Okay,
you
I do
have a
remember
little
that.
toolbar at the bottom, and you're building here, and you're at that kind of game. That's what it looks like to me, at least. It looks like a fine game.
Maybe it's a big hit on Steam and we just don't know about it.
Could be. I do like
Sometimes
the
I
look
see
of
that a
it.
lot.
I like the look of it. It looks like a post-apocalyptic, like rundown kind of thing. So that looks cool.
There's not 5 billion.
Right. Not enough of those. All right, then we got Shin Megami Tensei 5.
Yeah, this is.
I have not played
11.
these games, but people are talking a lot about them. I might jump in because I don't think I have to play the other ones anyway. Depending on how I'm doing with games.
I have 4. I played 4.
Okay.
It is one of the better 3DS games.
Okay.
Like if I was to do like a top 10 3DS, it'd be in there.
Okay.
It's incredibly well done. Just know it's hard, like really hard. You gotta really like. I don't know. You're gonna die a lot. You're gonna like spend. I mean, you don't. How do I put this? You don't have to grind.
Right.
It's just gonna be harder, and you can make it a little easier by grinding.
I gotcha. Okay. All right. And then we got Wreckfest, fall 2021. I got to be honest. I don't even remember what this is.
I know what this is. I played it because it was on Game Pass, but it's on PS5, Xbox Series S, whatever.
Okay.
It's a cool game, but it's just like, I don't know.
Are you crashing into each other like Burnout, or is it something?
Yeah, it's more like Destruction Derby.
Okay.
It's fun, but again, like, I don't know. There's a lot of these that just come and go, and
right. Gotta fall.
I don't want to crap on it, but I'm just saying, like, we just have such huge hitters here.
There's too many big things. You need to really stand out, I guess, to get attention right now. All right, and we have Arcade Archives, Pac-Man, Arcade Archives, Xavius available today.
This is
that's cool. That's fine. It's people love their old school Pac-Man. That's great. I mean, I don't really have much to say about that. I probably will pass on that though. And then we got Rune Factory 5. Shout out to Jake, who was going crazy when this was announced. So that's cool. I have never really gotten into these games, so for me,
never played a single one. I don't really have any urge to, but I don't know. I always feel a little jelly when I see such a big thing happening off to the side, and I wish I was into it, but I'm not.
Same here. Yep. So
anyway,
that's cool for people on it. Now we have this Super Mario movie. Now here's the thing. This has been a big topic of discussion, right? So we'll keep this brief. For me, and I'm pretty sure Tim and Jake, who we all did the reaction together, when we were watching it in real time, it was really cool. It was like, oh my god, right? It was like kind of funny, like seeing all these super famous people one by one by one. I guess in that moment, I didn't really even think, will they play it well? Will they not? And honestly, it doesn't really matter to me because the movie's so far away, number one. And number two, I'm always willing to let people have a shot at least and see what I think. Now, if it comes out and it sucks, well, then it sucks, But I'm not going to write it off yet.
I mean, even this, though, like, I've seen bad casting. Like, they announce it, and I'm like, oh, no.
Right.
I don't see how this is to that level, but according to the internet, it is.
I know. Everyone's saying it. I don't know. I just picture in my head, Chris Pratt is going to do the typical Mario thing. I don't think he's going to have these full lines of dialogue. I would think
people are saying he's supposed to be Italian or have some strong Italian voice. Why?
Well, but let's say he does. He's an actor. Isn't that what actors do?
Yeah.
They
practice and don't they have to train to become that character?
Look at James McAvoy he has a really, noticeable accent, and then he plays in X-Men, or I don't even remember if he's using his accent in X-Men, but I've seen him in movies where he just speaks
I
like an
don't think he
American.
does. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he speaks American in
Or
X-Men.
or vice versa, right? Look at Daisy Ridley. She also has an accent. You wouldn't even know in Star Wars. So why is it so crazy
I think
for
it's the person himself. I don't that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. I see that excuse, but it's like, what do you mean? So many actors go through this. That's like a
right,
normal
right.
thing, right? You have to pick up an accent for a certain role.
You
That's
can't,
like so many people have to do that.
you can't be mad at Nintendo for the abomination that was the last Mario movie, okay? You can't be mad at them for trying to throw a lot of money at this to make sure they have people who are good actors and are famous people, right? I'm not mad at that for
I
at
think
them
they're
doing that.
trying to pick somebody like charismatic and charming,
Right,
right? And they're
right.
trying to pick the most like, oh, what do people like really attach to now? Maybe they made that mistake because they were thinking in that vein, like, who do you think a bunch of people will love? But apparently a bunch of people don't love him. But I didn't think that a
Right.
bunch of people didn't love him, but apparently that's the case. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
guess so.
Maybe it's just these nerd forums though, and maybe the general public still likes him a lot.
Yeah, yeah, and so we'll run through the cast here quickly.
Anyway,
Yeah, we have Chris Pratt as Mario. Now, hold on a sec. Anya Taylor-Joy, is that the girl from what's
she's
the name of that show on
she's in a
Netflix? The
lot of
Queen's
stuff.
Gambit, the chess
Yeah,
girl. Oh,
she's
that is
really,
her.
really good. She's
I liked her in
incredibly
that.
good in that show. Yeah,
What
yeah.
what is the problem with her then? I don't. Okay,
There isn't one. She's great.
okay. Let's keep
Yeah,
going. Charlie Day is Luigi. Now, I know people are very back and forth on
yeah.
Charlie Day. Some people think he's
This is
hilarious. Some people
This is
think
a
he's
perfect role. Now,
right.
forget the previous two. I mean, we'll see. This one, there's no way he's messing this up.
I think he fit perfectly for this. I see
Yeah,
no
yeah.
issue with this. Jack Black as Bowser. I think that's also a great casting.
Perfect.
I mean,
Yes.
he will definitely do a great job in there. Keegan Michael Key as Toad. He can pull it off. He's like a sketch comedian. I'm sure he can do that. Well, I
He
mean,
plays
Toad.
a million different roles.
Right,
I mean,
right.
he could definitely play Toad.
Seth
I'm just
Rogen.
curious how is it
I
going to
don't
be some
know. I
sort
don't
of
know.
meta
Is
to
it going
where
to be
like
like the normal Toad?
he's sarcastic Toad? Or
Is it going to be like the normal Toad, like, wait, hey, Mario? That whole thing, or what? I don't know.
hey
Yeah, there it is.
Mario!
He's got like that squeaky like roll going on. Seth Rogen is Donkey Kong. Honestly, these last four that I've said, I think are perfect. I think Charlie Day, Jack Black, Keegan Michael Key, and Seth Rogen, they all fit in my head. They fit perfectly for
Dude,
these.
Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. I need him to do the DK rap, and then we're
Yeah.
gold.
Oh my god.
DK.
Fred Armisen is Cranky Kong. He
Perfect.
is such like a cranky guy
He
in the
is
show.
cranky.
Like that's him. That's perfect. I don't know, man. Kevin Michael Richardson. Who is this again? Let me look this up again. I can't remember who that is.
I saw his face. I still don't know who he is.
Let's see. Kevin Michael Richardson
Sorry, I don't know.
is.
Feel bad.
Let's see. Kevin Michael Richardson, American actor, known for his distinctly deep voice. And who's he playing? Kamek. That's the little flying witch, right? Is it a
Yeah,
boy or
yeah.
girl? Okay.
I don't
I don't
think it
remember
has
now.
a sex. I think it's just a
It's
creature.
like Birdo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it looks. Oh, actually, you're right. I can't tell. Okay. Is Kamek a boy or girl? First question on Google. For years, I thought Kamek was a female, even making up a story in my head that she had a crush on her master Bowser. Yeah, I don't know. We don't know. Okay, anyway,
Okay.
I want to know what he's been in. He was in Mortal Kombat. He was in. I don't really know this guy, but apparently he's in Invincible. Okay, interesting.
Oh, weird. Okay.
All right. Anyway.
Oh,
Next.
he's like almost like a trainer or something. Invincible.
Trainer.
He's
Hold
like
on.
leader of like the group that they're also a part of.
Maybe he played.
He died, right? Like he's like
Maybe
he's one. Maybe he's the group of the no.
He's
He's amongst
he's the
like
Mauler
the
twins,
5 group.
the two blue
Right?
twins. That's the same that he plays.
Oh, okay.
That makes I could see his. Okay, I get it now. That's it though. I see him in a few other things here and there. But yeah, okay, that's fine. I don't really have an opinion on him because I don't really know him that well.
Yeah.
Sebastian.
This next guy either. I don't know.
Maniscalco. Let me see. Spike. Spike is that big oaf-looking guy with the spikes on his all over. He is an American stand-up comedian and actor. Don't know this guy. All right, I won't spend too much time on that. And then surprise cameos from Charles Martinet. Now, I thought this was interesting though. Why not just let him do the voice?
No, I'm going big brain here, and I'm thinking there's gonna be some like new Mario, OG Mario kind of thing
Mm,
going on, and he's gonna be like OG Mario that just doesn't actually
okay.
really talk and just goes, "It's me," and
Interesting.
then you
Okay.
have Chris Pratt as like current Mario actually talking with the rest of them.
Okay.
Maybe
Could see
maybe
that.
they
Maybe.
do some like I don't know time traveling ordeal or something, or
Right. Right.
some
Right.
alternate universe thing, or I
Gotcha.
don't know.
All right. Well, we'll
Because
see.
what else would it be? I mean,
I have no clue. It's not. It's not a movie where he's gonna visually appear himself, unless they do like this whole Space Jam thing with like real people and cartoon
oh
animation.
yeah, maybe he's like the real person inside of it.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm curious to see what happens with this movie. I'm not writing it off like a lot of other people are. So we'll see.
No, I'm not even I'm incredibly hyped.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I mean, first of all, cast aside the fact that we're getting a Mario movie
Yeah.
made by yeah, Minions are dumb or whatever, but I'm just
Yeah, but
saying
Sing
like
Sing was a
the
good movie. I,
people
I like that
the
one.
people the animation studio
Right. Right.
is definitely like very, very, very good at what they do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the fact that they're doing a Mario movie, I mean, that's really cool.
Even if I go and I'm like, it was okay, I'm sure the kids will love this movie no matter what. So at least that you got
I'd
something there,
rather
you
it
know?
exist than not.
Yeah, I'm not mad that it exists at all. So we'll keep our eye on that. And then to wrap up the before we do this, sorry, we have Splatoon 3. It looks cool. I'll probably play it. I liked 1 and 2. I didn't go. I know some people put like 500 hours into 1 and 2. They were totally obsessed with it. I didn't get to
So
that
it
point.
is, I think it's my most played Switch game. Splatoon 2, I put
I
probably
liked it.
300 hours in. I played a lot of it. I
It's really
play it with my
fun.
kid all the time, and he loves it too. What we'll do is we'll just die and pass the controller,
Mm,
or, unless I'm playing ranked and then I'm trying to get like up in there. And I don't know. I think it's so good. And I just don't the people who aren't into it, I just think they need to like play with someone who's actually good.
sure,
And
sure.
so and that way I can like give you the rundown on how it all really works and
Yep,
what
yep.
classes to pick and all that. It's hard to believe somebody actually not liking it once they understand it more. I
Yeah,
just
it's and this is the game that I always tell people like, you guys say Nintendo never makes anything new. Not only did they make a new IP, but it's a brand new way of playing a game too. So like people just overlook it though. Oh,
oh,
if I'm not interested in it, then they don't make new things. That's
but
pretty
it
much the
blew up
attitude.
too. It's actually really
It's
huge. I
really
mean,
big now.
in
Yeah,
in Japan, it's like probably their most played like online sort of multiplayer game. It's
yep,
really,
yep.
really big there.
It's
But
awesome.
anyway, moving on.
And of course, to wrap things up, my personal highlight of this whole show was Bayonetta 3. Now you got to understand, I've been waiting for this game. I know all of you have been, but Bayonetta 2 was, in my opinion, is the best action game ever made that I've ever played, first of all. And it's one of my favorite games ever. And Bayonetta 1, I already thought was a very competent, very good game. Actually, they came out with it again on PC and I think maybe Xbox. I'm not sure. They re-released it with updated visuals and
Yeah,
frame
they
rate and all that.
on it's the first one's on all platforms, okay?
Right. Did they
And then
update
the
it on all of
second
them?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And then the second one is just Switch Wii U.
Yeah, they need to. I usually don't even say this, but I feel like, okay, you've gotten all your money out of Bayonetta 2. Just drop that on PC now. Drop that on the other platforms now because you'll just make more money. You know.
I
Um,
don't think I don't think it really has anything to do with that. I think like Nintendo just actually owns it,
it does.
and
Yeah,
Nintendo has never actually released a
they're never gonna do
PC.
it. Yeah.
Well, not even like I don't even know if they would even be for it or against it. They would just actually have they don't even have a PC department. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. Right. True.
And they would want it's their game. Why would they give it to somebody else to put on a different platform they
Yeah,
never released the game on? I don't they would
that's
have
true.
to
That's
make
true.
some internal thing of porting PC games or something like
Right.
that.
Right. And the thing
Think
that
think Sony, like
right,
it
right.
took a while for that
They
to
have
be
that
in place.
company now. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
The way I feel about this is like this. Okay, if when Bayonetta 1 came out, it was an amazing game. It didn't sell well though, okay? And so if it wasn't for Nintendo, we wouldn't have Bayonetta 2 or 3 at
Yeah.
all. I mean, that's just the truth. And I would be surprised if Xbox or PlayStation had swooped in and saved them. I just don't think they would have done that. So I guess, yeah, keeping that in mind, you can't really be mad at them keeping Bayonetta 2 on their own platforms. And then Bayonetta 3, even though I loved what I saw, first of all, it's still got probably a while left to come out. I don't know when it's coming out in 2022, but okay, it didn't look like a brand new Switch game that you would expect what it would look like, right? It looked maybe more like a mid PS4 game or something like that. But to me, the gameplay looks so good. And when it finally comes out, I'm sure the visuals will look a little better. I'm not worried about it at all.
I was just trying to really focus on, is it gonna run well? Because you
Right.
have to have smooth
Hmm.
60 for Bayonetta to
Oh my
work.
god, totally.
And it did.
It
So
did.
the very moment there was gameplay going, it didn't. It looked like it was running no problem. So
Yep.
that's all I really care about. Yeah,
Yeah.
like obviously I want it to look good, but I needed to run well first.
Yeah. Yeah. And it doesn't look terrible. It just doesn't look like a brand new game. You know, it's fine. But man, the gameplay I saw got me so excited. Like the whole whenever Bayonetta comes out and she starts doing her crazy moves and she turns into this crazy hair monster and you're destroying some other creature and then you're flying
Yeah,
and
it's
you're
like a
jumping.
big
It's just
Godzilla
like,
battle, and then
oh
she's
man,
controlling a spider, and
it's
then
just
you're like
so cool.
surfing on skyscrapers. And
I love it. I love it. And you cannot button mash in Bayonetta games. That's what I like about them. You
yeah,
really have to learn those combos. It's almost like you're taking a few steps towards a fighting game, but not to the point where you're banging your head against the wall. Like, oh my god, I can't remember all this. But it's so satisfying in Bayonetta when you do the sweep and then the kick and then you put the gut. Like she's just so stylish.
well,
She'll
the biggest thing is the witch time with the parry,
the witch
right?
time.
So
Yep.
in
Yep.
other games, you can get away with like a parry will help a lot, but you
Right.
don't technically have to. In this
Right.
game, you kind of have to.
Oh
parry.
yeah. Yeah, you do. You have to basically use all elements of, and I like that everything she does is so stylish. Like she'll flip
Yes.
on her, stand on her, on her hands on the floor, and then put the guns on her legs, and she's shooting all over. I was like, this is so cool,
Yeah,
man.
she's like shooting out of her boots.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's just amazing stuff, and all the upgrades you get are really useful. Like they're actually, it's not like an upgrade path. These three upgrades I don't care about. Like you're really using
Yeah,
all of them. So I'm super excited for that game, man. Can't wait for that. So I'm glad we finally got a re-reveal. So
all right, we're now gonna jump into the news, and this first one's pretty cool. Fall Guys sets Guinness World Record as the most downloaded PlayStation Plus game ever.
it's crazy.
And I mean, that's beating Rocket League is pretty
I
gigantic. And this is bigger than that.
I was just gonna say, the way Rocket League took off, I would think that would definitely have the record. But man, I guess you know what it is. Is Fall Guys is such an easy game to jump into. I know Rocket League is too, but I feel like Rocket League at a certain point after the game had been out for a few years, you jump on and there's all the tryhards are on. They're beating you. They're doing crazy moves and stuff, right?
Yeah,
Fall
yeah.
Guys, it doesn't matter. You could play. It could be 5 years later. You still have a shot because it's such a silly, easy game to play. You know.
No, that's a great point because even for me, like it turns me off if I go and play
Yeah.
Rocket League.
Yep.
And it has to be for so many people now. So yeah, it's a very good point. Anyone, no matter how good
Yeah.
or bad you are at Fall Guys, you still want to play.
It's kind of like Mario Kart, but to a lesser extent. Like it's very easy to just jump in. But yeah, Mario Kart, you start getting at that level where people start getting actually really good.
The
Fall
fact
Guys,
that you can be even more accessible to Mario Kart, it's
Yep.
pretty wild.
So
So
funny, man.
yeah,
That
maybe
game
that's all it is. It's just the most accessible little
Yeah.
game they
Yeah.
put on there.
and it pops out like it catches attention. Just look at it. It's
Oh,
so
yeah,
freaking
yeah,
silly. So anyway, gotta play that one more. What do we got
Next up, Life is Strange Remastered Collection hits on February 1st, 2022. It comes with the original game and then the Before the Storm. Yeah.
No two then.
Which
just those two.
I'm going to play that because I never played. I played the first episode of Before the Storm, but I didn't finish it. So I can go back and finish it through that. And
It's good.
Remastered, hopefully it's better. I mean, you would assume so. So
I would think they would take their new progress they've made with the newer games and maybe apply it on this. That would be nice. So
yeah.
Those games are good though.
Next up, Marvel's. What are you doing? You beat both. You're done with it. There's no reason for you to play it again.
Yeah, for me right now, like there are a few little things that I forgot. Like this DLC that's coming out for True Colors. It goes back to this game a little bit, and I forgot a little bit of details, but nothing that requires me to replay it anytime soon. Maybe down the line, But for now,
yeah.
I think it's a great package if you haven't played these games, though. That's perfect for you. So
yeah. All right. Next up, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy getting overwhelmingly positive feedback due to the last preview event from different press. I saw Game Informer. I saw an Easy Allies.
Yep.
But whenever I just Google it and I just see all of them all saying positive stuff, but those two actually dug deeper and read them and watched them and stuff, and they were saying really positive things. Like some of them were like, "Man, there's a lot going on here, but maybe it could be Game of the Year."
Wow,
so it's hitting talks like that.
I would
because it's
not.
way more in depth than what they thought. They're
Gotcha.
they're saying they're going to like completely different planets. They're really
Oh,
fleshed out. Like it really
okay.
feels like a really big epic RPG. So
I wouldn't have expected that based on what I saw. Not that it looked bad. I just didn't expect it to get that
yeah,
good of praise. But that's awesome news. I mean, I'm getting the game, so all in
same
on
here.
that one.
Next up, Neo: The World Ends with You is releasing a PC on Epic Game Store September 28th, which it's the 26th of recording, so here real soon. Basically, there was a whole interview with the creators, and it sold less than 20,000 copies in its first week, and I think it's only at 40 or 50,000 even right now as we speak.
It's
So it
nuts.
sold crazy low. So they're obviously just trying to push it on a platform
Of
to see if
course.
they try to get more sales, because the game is not bad. I mean, it got good reviews. The people that did play it loved it, but I mean, it clearly barely sold, so there's not
Right.
much talk about it.
I think people just don't
Um,
know about this game, really. I mean,
yeah, the DS game was already niche,
yeah,
but it
true.
was like a cult classic. But again, like cult classic, not
Right,
many
right.
people even played that, and you have to play that to play this, and
Yep.
like, yeah.
It's too bad, man. Seems like it's a good game that's
But
gonna sell nothing. So
I played the original. I don't think I finished it. I got really far. I don't remember anything on it though, so
mm.
I'm gonna watch a recap and just play
Yeah,
this new one.
there you go.
So,
I eventually want to play both, but who knows when that's
but
gonna
the
happen.
fact it's coming to PC, I thought was cool because you were mentioning that whenever initially bringing it up, and you were like,
Right,
"Oh, let's see if it's on PC because we can play Steam Deck and all that," and it
right, right.
wasn't. And you're like, "Man, that's a really missed opportunity where
Yep.
they addressed it." So
Yeah, I'm glad they probably listened to our episode. That's what it was. Thank
that's
you.
exactly what it was. Thank you, Square Enix, for listening to us.
Now remake
Speaking
Final
of
Fantasy VI now, like the Dragon Quest remaster.
exactly. Okay, we'll see that next week.
God,
Okay.
that
All
would be epic.
right. Mega Man's Rush is becoming available on Monster Hunter Rise on September 24th, which was 2 days ago of recording. I did look a video of this. I thought I added a little trailer thing in the notes here, but I guess I
Let's see.
didn't. But you really should see video of this. It looks really
Whoa, I see it.
legit and professional,
That
and
is
it's
really
really
cool.
cool.
I,
He's got all the rush moves where, like, okay, now you ride on him and he now like flies with the rockets and everything.
right, right.
It isn't just some like skin of the dog. It's
It's like
like,
Smash Bros. The way they do it, where they really.
yes,
I
yes,
gotcha. That's awesome. I love how Monster Hunter does stuff like this all the time. Always crossing over with other.
yeah, they're
Um,
really good about it, and they do it well. They don't do
yeah.
it cheap.
Yep. That's
So
pretty
I
cool.
thought that was really cool.
That is.
New Wipeout game called Wipeout Rush is releasing for smartphone in 2022.
Well, I saw a video of it. I can't believe that you don't actually race. It's like all you do is the other card stuff, and then the racing is like just a pre-rendered scene.
It's dumb. It's dumb. It's dumb.
Oh
I don't
man,
know.
that's too bad.
Yeah, poo poo. Okay. Next, so I played this Castlevania Grimoire of Souls. It came out not that long
Oh,
ago, the 17th, but I forgot about it, and I just saw basically
that's sad.
someone making an article talking about the game, and I was like,
Right.
oh yeah, I forgot this was coming. So I went and played it. It's not good. It's the definition of mobile trash.
Oh, it's
Like,
on mobile. Okay.
yeah, it's, oh my god, it's bad. The art looks good, but it
Yeah.
plays like it's one of those like almost like an auto runner like esque to where like,
Okay.
okay, you go, but it can auto attack for you, and it almost
Oh,
feels like sections you're jumping in between. It doesn't feel like it's fluid. I don't.
right.
It feels like it's on a track or something. You are moving the character yourself, but you can set it to manual to where you attack instead. But it's the exact same frames of animation or something. I don't know. It's really weird.
Gotcha.
It's not good. It
The
doesn't.
art the art is deceiving. If I saw
The art
if you
looks
showed me a
good.
picture of this and said, "Hey, this is the new game coming out
Exactly.
next week," I'd be like, "Oh, okay." But yeah, I
The
get
very moment you play it, you realize, no, God, no.
it. Why don't you just take these resources and just make a new like I mean the art does look actually really good. Like why this is such a
It
waste.
does. It does. That's what excited me because I saw it and I was like, "Oh, cool!" Got excited, downloaded it.
Too bad.
It's not good. And then there's way more problems than even that. Of like, it like okay, you can only play. I don't know. It's kind of weird, like a level or two, and then you need a new character. But to get the new character, you need like to unlock it through X, Y, and Z manners.
I
Maybe
got you.
replay the same level over and over again to get gems or something, and then
That's
you can just
strange.
buy the gems so you can play the next level. Like, come on, dude.
This is
It is
such a
really, really bad.
such a dumb way to ruin great chances at making more games of the Castlevania. We haven't got a new Castlevania game.
But again, this is Konami, and like they're porting their old games, and those are
Right,
good because the old games are good.
right.
But other than that, they haven't done anything worthwhile.
Yep.
That other new Contra game they released, that game's trash. Did you see that? Play that?
I
It's
saw it. I
not.
saw a
It's
little bit
not
of it.
good.
I didn't want to hurt myself that much to even give it more of a look because I love Contra and I just
Yeah,
knew.
yeah.
So that's too
I didn't
bad.
play it, but I watched a lot of like different reviews on it because I saw a few trashing it, and I was like, maybe it just kind of hits a niche thing, and maybe they don't get it. But
Right,
no,
right.
it's bad.
That's too bad, man.
Anyway, but that's it for any headlines. It's a slow week.
Slow week, yep.
Next week is ramping up. I'm seeing some of the stuff going on next week, and it's looking wild.
Yep,
So,
yep.
anyway.
All right.
We can get into what we're watching, what we're playing,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm doing a lot. So let's just go ahead and jump
you're
to
jumping
what you're
around a
doing
lot.
first.
Okay, I'll knock some out first. I know we have something in
Okay.
common. So, first of all, I'll start on the opposite side. So I decided to include Dune because I'm reading the book. Well, actually, hold on for these like elitist people who are like, you're not actually reading the book, you're listening to it. Okay,
Well,
I'm listening to it.
Hold on. Before anything, I don't even know what Dune is.
Okay.
So let's just start
All
there.
right, let's backtrack. Sorry,
Okay.
I need to remember. Everyone does not know what Dune is. Okay, so Dune is a series of books that started in the 60s from a very, very talented author named Frank Herbert. And basically, a lot of video games, books, movies, TV these days have drawn inspiration from this. Like, you can see it. Now that I'm reading the book, I can see it everywhere with like anything you've seen that has sandworms in it or sand planets or that environment. You can tell they really, which is fine. Of course, you're going to do that. But it's very, very well done. Extremely well done. So I'm listening to it now because the movie's coming out. I don't know if you've seen the trailers for that.
Is it only one book? Is it a series of books?
It's a series of books. It's 7 books total. I believe the movie, though, is going to just cover the first book, I believe.
Now, I've seen the book cover.
Right.
I know it's like really high regarded, and
Right.
that's really all I know. Because, you walk into a store and you'll see it on a shelf or
Sure,
whatever,
sure.
in like bestsellers and stuff. But I
Right.
really don't know much about it outside of that. But.
Yeah, man. I would, you know what? In your case, I would suggest check out the movie at least in October. If you like it, then maybe check out the book because I'm doing it.
I know what to expect. Like obviously, movies you only got 2 to 3 hours to work.
Of course.
At the most. It's usually an hour and a half, 2 hours, and you can't nearly begin to do anything. So you kind of have to take this almost different approach to it.
Sure.
If I even begin to like it, I know I can be like, okay, well, that's a cool premise. Let me actually see what's going on.
Right. So the good thing about the movie, though, is it's being directed by, I forgot his last name, Villanueva. He's like really, really famous director. He's made some really great movies. So that already kind of sold me on it. And then the cast is really good as well. So I'm all in on this, man. It looks great. But I will say the book does what we talked about with Mass Effect the other day, which is like it does the world building like expertly, like really, really well done. I'm so invested in every chapter so far has been a different place, different characters, but it's all connecting slowly, and I'm starting to learn more about the world. There's like side books you can get where it tells you all about this one particular place, the history of it, So that kind of stuff really interests me. So yeah, I've been doing that so far in the car, like on my commutes. I'll listen to a few chapters at a time.
Okay, so you're listening through audiobooks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the reason why
I was going to ask you, like, do you read often or do you listen to audiobooks often?
Yeah. So when I was younger, I was always carrying around a book, right, all the time. Okay. But these days, honestly, I know this book. The book listening to it is about 20 hours of my time. So I imagine reading it take quite a while, right? Yeah. There's no way, unless I completely stop playing video games, maybe. Whenever I have free time, that's what I do. I just don't see myself having the time to sit and actually read it, which I'm fine with, though. I like
you don't have any problem like actually reading. It's just a fact that it's time consuming.
Oh yeah, so that's all it is.
Save time. Okay,
I love.
That's a good reason. I'm not into reading like at all. Not even audiobooks, anything. But I would like to. Now, the funny thing is I have like I've only read maybe 5 books in total
Sure.
since my adulthood.
Right.
But as a child and a teenager, I never read any. Like real talk, none of my teachers knew, but I cheated every single time.
Did it spark notes?
I would look up summaries. I would pull entire things, try to read through like entire book reports other people did, whatever I had to do to get by, and I got by.
Right.
But I never once actually read it from beginning to end. I wouldn't even read it at all, to be honest. I would always find ways to get the information without reading the book.
Yeah, and I don't think that's that uncommon. I mean, it just, I don't know. To get people into reading, it takes a lot, you know? It's not like a simple thing to get people to want to do. So
I want to say maybe 19, 20 years old. I want to say it's 19. But I read only because that's the thing. Something has to grab you of something you're super into.
Right.
And what did it for me is I'm really into music. So Bad Religion is one of my favorite bands.
Oh my God. Dave would love you saying that, by the way. It's like his favorite band.
Awesome. I love them. Probably top 3 for me. So it's hard to pick, but what I'm saying is Greg Graffin is such a huge inspiration of mine. He's a college professor. He has like 2 masters. He has a doctor, and he's incredibly intelligent. But so he is a naturalist, is what it is, and he goes to like completely like new environments that not many people live in and stuff.
Gotcha.
Trying to find new species, and that's like what he does on the side. And he actually has a bird named after him.
That's awesome.
So he's really big into the scene. But the book is about basically him merging his like music crazy scene of like the punk rock scene, how it developed, it going up, all of the crazy crap that would happen on the streets revolving all of that, and then somehow introducing that outside nature stuff along with it or whatever. I fell in love with it because I just wanted to know more info on the guy.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was like, okay, well, maybe there's someone else that I'm really into. And it was, George Carlin. I love him.
He's very
So I read that famous last words, I want to say, or his last words. I can't remember the name of it. But that book was incredible. And there's always this one line, and it sounds horrible, but there's this one line that I always like seem to always think about is to where he's like, acids should just be put on the shelf and everyone should try it at least once. Before you die, you got to do it because you will get new perspectives on life you would have never thought of in your entire existence. And he goes on this whole rant and pages of him trying to like describe just how important it is.
Oh my God.
Do not become a drug addict. Do not go down that road.
Right.
Do not say any of that. Just once.
That's just funny.
You gotta see the unknown.
Sure.
We wouldn't normally think of in our daily commute.
Of course.
And he goes on this whole rant of that.
He's hilarious, man.
Anyway, but I'm just saying the guy's a freaking legend, and seeing his history of like, I had no idea he was always behind the scenes and like nighttime television. He's, I don't know, he's like written and directed so many different things, and
that's awesome.
He's in the background of so much stuff that we consume and we had no idea.
Right. You never know.
It was really, really cool.
Yeah, that's a sign of a good, very talented person. You don't even know about them, and yet you're enjoying their work for so long.
And it makes me like respect him more because, he doesn't brag about it. You don't even know.
Right.
Like he's very humble about it.
Sure.
It's really cool. Anyway.
That's awesome.
So but I'm getting into this grind of like, and I've done it with another person now where I've really just am like pinpointing a person and reading about their life. And that's interesting me a ton because I don't really want to read about like fiction.
Right.
I'll play a game, I'll watch a movie, but I don't really want to read about like.
Okay, you want to read more about. I want to
actually learn when I.
There's some biographies that I have on Audible too that I've listened to, and they're not dry or boring. They're like very interesting. They do like a mix of, okay, we're telling you about this person's life, but then we're also showing you scenes from their life, and it's being played out in front of you. So I thought that was a cool balance. Or one thing that got me into Audible was the Console Wars book, where they talk about Sega versus Nintendo. They like recap the whole thing. Right. It's actually really interesting. So yeah, there's definitely books out there, I think, for people. And the narration, if you have a good narrator, it just makes it great. I'm in the car, I'm at a red light. The guy next to me is bumping some music. I'm like this. I'm like, oh my god, that really just happened. Some guy's just talking. It's really funny, man. So
That's awesome.
All right, so I would highly recommend Dune. I'm gonna keep reading through it.
Yeah, sorry about that side.
Oh, it's all right.
I just thought it was interesting.
No, it is. It is interesting. I don't mind. Oh my god. All right. Yeah. So yeah, it's all good, man. I don't mind a little side conversation, especially if it's an interesting one. So all good in my book. But anyway, so other thing I was doing was we've been watching the show Clickbait, and last episode I talked a little bit about it, and I was like, it's okay. It's a little corny.
Yeah, you were kind of mixed on it.
I was mixed on it. So there's 8 episodes total, and by the time we got to episode 6 or so, I was like, okay, now it's starting to kind of grab you a little more. It's starting to get interesting. I just don't like that it kind of subverts your expectations over and over and over. I don't mind if you do that once, like, you misdirect. Oh, let's point it in this way.
Yeah, you want a good twist here or there.
Right. But
every episode,
it's a little too much. I kept trying to do twisters. But I will say, by the end of it, I think I would recommend someone watch it. It's a quick watch. It's kind of fun.
So it's only modern. 8 episodes?
Yeah, 8 episodes. It's on Netflix. I like that it's more of a modern take on, it involves like social media and dating apps and views and likes and all that stuff. It's all intertwined in, so it was kind of cool. But I think that when people go online and they post, oh my God, Clickbait was so crazy. In my head, it sounds like a snobby. All right, it sounds like a snobby thing to say, but I watch so many high quality shows that when I hear that, I'm like, I don't know if you're right, but I'm gonna find out for myself. And
it's no Breaking Bad.
No, not at all. It's a nice B tier show, but yeah, enjoyable. Then I've been playing the Voice of Cards, the Island Roars demo, which is really cool. We talked a little bit about that, but I haven't finished it yet just because every time I want to set that game, I feel like I need it to be completely quiet and really listen because the narrator's talking the whole time and the music's playing. So what I've played so far, I'm definitely interested. I'm almost more than likely going to pick up this game. I mean,
I'm picking it up regardless.
Right.
Just the people who's making it, but you can tell when you see it.
Oh my God, I knew right away.
Okay, it's instant buy. Mm-hmm, I mean, it's very well done.
It sure is. Yep. And the fact that just like with Kojima, the person kind of leaves their mark on the game. You can tell it's made by them right away. Like I knew when we were watching the direct, right? I knew right away that was definitely a Yoko Taro game. So yeah, I'm all in on that. I'll have more to say in a few weeks on that. And then lastly, we have, I believe it's Kena. I'm confused because in the game, I thought it was Kenna. Then I heard the kids call her Kena. And then she says, hi, my name's Kena. So I'm going with what she said. I think it's Kena. Bridge of Spirits.
Yeah, I've been saying Kena. But the kids they all say different things. Just because I think that's on purpose, it's accents.
Right.
We're all in different places and all that.
Yep. But man, I got to say, I'm really, really liking this game. I suspect that my love of the Souls games has something to do with it because they clearly were inspired by the Dark Souls games in this game. And it's great how I like how they've taken the really charming animation and mixed it in with, pretty challenging boss fights, let's say, and the exploration. Only thing I don't like about this game so far is I don't like the way you jump. I really hate when games do a double jump and your second jump barely propels you forward. You know what I mean? Like she jumps forward a lot and then her second jump is like straight up. I'm like, why? It's just
I've been saying this whole time. It's not. You can tell they can work on their gameplay. Animation.
Definitely. Yep.
Like, they're good at the animation in general. In terms of like, if it was a movie, it would be fine. The problem is you have to control it, and that's what they haven't gotten down. Like,
Yep. I think it's a very good first attempt, and really that's my only gripe. The fights, I'm really curious to see how someone who hasn't played any of those games would do in these fights, because I suspect they probably would think it's really challenging. For me,
it's harder than I thought. Now I can clear through it. I've played plenty of games and all that, but what I'm saying is like, it was given the deception of it being way easy.
Right.
But then when you actually get into it, it's like, oh, okay, there's actually some real, I actually had to pay attention while I played.
I think, actually, no, I know for sure that all those years of all those games has helped me because I really have cruised through all the bosses. There was one I died maybe a few times on. I was considering bumping it up, but then I know that a lot of games don't don't do
Oh,
difficulty
I got
sliders
more
good.
health. That's it.
Yeah,
Right?
I hate that.
Yeah.
And God, anyone who listens to this podcast over and over is gonna realize that I'm always like simping for Dark Souls, but whatever. I'll just keep going, I guess. I just love how they
Dark Souls
handle,
and
yeah,
Nier. Let's
and
just
Nier,
think about
those two. Yep, I love how Dark Souls does this difficulty. It feels like it's part of the inherent design of the game, you know, and it feels right that this boss fights this particular way. In Kena, I feel like if I turn up the difficulty, they're going to be a bullet sponge or not a bullet sponge, but whatever, a sponge in general, and they're just going to take more hits.
Now I'm new. You're muted or something.
Oh my God, did I just do that right now?
It just happened.
Okay, good.
Last two words.
Okay,
Basically.
I was just going to say that I feel like in Kena, if you turn up the difficulty, I feel like it's just going to be, they're going to take more hits. They're going to hit harder. That's it. You know, nothing's smart. So that's why I've
guess
left
we
it on
could
the
look
normal.
it up and make sure.
Yeah.
Or just
yeah.
try it
or
out.
try it out.
But,
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm loving the game.
I've been playing that as well. So I'll go ahead and talk about.
Sure.
In the beginning, I was like, okay. First of all, the game's pretty. We can establish that. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Now on from there, I was kind of whatever on it, especially before it came out. It's like, ooh, it's pretty. Got super, super excited. Then saw how it kind of played, and I was kind of like, when I saw some gameplay thing. Then when I actually played, I was like, no, it plays better than what I thought, but it's still not, amazing in its control, but it's still better than I thought it was going to be.
Sure.
And then I was liking it and not loving it, somewhere in the 7-8 range.
Okay.
But now I'm like more than halfway through, and now I'm like, oh no, I do like it way more than I ever thought I would.
Sure.
Kind of situation.
Okay, good.
There's a lot I'm playing right now, but I really am like, right now I'm sitting way closer to a 9 than I was like 7.5.
That's kind of how I feel too. Yeah. Just out of curiosity,
it's ramping up. It's just getting way more and more epic. Like I don't know. There's so many moments to where it just feels really, really impactful. I don't know how else to word it.
Can we check without spoiling anything where we are about? Like I can tell you, I'm in the storehouse. I believe I'm crossing over to the storehouse. I have to get to the fields. They said.
Yeah, I'm not. I just got a little past the house at the top.
Oh, yeah. I think
I'm not too much further than that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really like it. Last night, without even realizing it, I was up till.
The characters are great too.
Yeah, I do.
The other characters you meet, they're really cool.
And they're really well done. The little rock guys, they're so charming. Yes. I just love how they and there's so much detail.
You're in the water.
Yeah,
pay attention to them swimming around in the water. It's so cute.
There's a lot of detail. Like you'll sit down and then the one guy will be sleeping, laying down, and the other guy's like has his hand on him, trying to wake him up. It's like really cool little.
And they'll like go under the water, swim a bit, pop back up. They'll like laze around.
Yep. After I beat this game,
so many cool things.
After I beat this game, I'm excited to see what they do next. So, and then finally we have the Halo Infinite Beta. Man, I know you're going to talk about this too, but I'll just give my thoughts quickly.
I mean, we both.
We could just both. Yeah.
Here.
I gotta say, man, I know some people who know me probably think I'm always getting excited and everything, and that's true. Okay, fine. But when Halo 4 came out, I was excited. I tried the demos out and everything. I was like, okay, this feels pretty good. Same with Halo 5. I liked it. Same with Halo Reach. But I have not felt this way. This feels so damn good. It feels like the perfect culmination of Halo 3 and Halo 5 and a few things from Reach all mashed together, plus modern quality of life updates. It looks great. It runs great. I can't say enough good things about it. It's so much fun. God, we were playing last night. What
you're talking about right now, I want to hit on before I forget, is I never even got to have that Halo 3 moment.
Right,
so me, it's Halo 1 is great. Halo 2 is even better. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like so into it.
Sure.
And it's some of my favorite gaming memories of all time. But I didn't get a 360 when Halo 3 came out. We talked about that. But what I'm saying is I haven't been this hyped since original Xbox.
So fun, man.
It's been so long at this point for me. It's been I don't know how long it's been. What, 15, 20 years?
Oh my
it's
God,
been a long time.
Since Halo 2? I mean, God. It's a long
anyway,
time.
I don't want to know. But what I do know is I'm telling you, I went back and played 3. I went back, played 4, played 5, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And this is different. This really brings me back to like, oh, I'm legit super hyped on a new game, and it feels so great.
Yes,
and you can tell. It doesn't like when Halo 5 came out. Actually, Halo 4 and Halo 5, I played those at release.
Right.
And I was excited.
Right.
Ooh, Halo. and it I had fun in the moment, but like right when I picked up this Infinite and started playing it, no, it hit way harder than
Yeah,
those did when I
yeah.
first picked those up. You
I,
could tell right off the bat. I was like, this feels different. This feels amazing. Not
yep.
different, like I just meant like the jump in quality that we got with this new
Right.
one coming out
Right.
is intense. It is so good.
It's like they took all of the things people were complaining about over the years. They listened to about 90% of them, and then the 10% that they probably know better than us what will work better, they stuck to their guns on
Yeah.
that, right? Put it all together. I just love how, first of all, like equipment. Some people might think that's not a big deal, but it's a huge deal. It'll change the tide of the game completely. Are you paying attention to when the equipment is spawning? Are you using it strategically? Like
I'm a big Chris Ray Gun fan, and I
yeah,
watch his videos all the time. He
sure.
rants and raves about equipment.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so
It's
it's very, very important.
sure,
Okay, it
sure.
really is.
I mean, even just learning the equipment and how it works. There's ones that are simple. Okay, we know how an overshield works, right? It gives you another shield. But you have to learn the intricacies of how the overshield is used in this game. In this game, he grabs the overshield, he extends his arm, he comes all the way and pops it on. Like it takes a good 2
Yes,
seconds,
yes.
You got to take that into account.
Purposely, yeah, because
Right.
it's trying to do a balance act.
Right.
It
And
can't be overpowered, so you have
yep,
to have a little
yep.
cooldown in the beginning. That way, it's fair.
Yep. I love how you have the option to use it when you want to. And the overshield in Halo 3, for example, you'd have to just walk into it. So people would do this cheap thing. They'd stand in front of the overshield, they get shot, and then they just back up and grab it. I love that
Yes.
that's a thing now. Or that little melee thing. I was watching some videos. I was trying to learn how to use it properly. It's crazy. Like the guy's getting shot, he's about to die, and he goes boom, and the guy goes flying off the level and falls off. I'm like, this is so cool. Like I just love how
Now,
you
a
can
cool
use
thing
these
you could
things.
do, chat. I just thought about it. There could be a group of people. Can you hit multiple people with it?
They all get hit with the
Nice.
shockwave.
No,
Of
you
it.
could really use that because,
Yeah.
hey, like if you're next to somebody, you can't really just throw a grenade down. You're going to die
Right.
too.
Right. Yep.
This could actually clear out
It could
3, 4 a group of people, right?
Yep.
And then you can take them down.
That's
and
what
actually give you a chance to take them down if it's a
right.
large group.
That's what I like about it. Like we'll learn as we go different ways to use the cool equipment and stuff like that. Or we were playing last night, for example, even just playing capture the flag and learning the maps and feeling them out and learning, okay, I got the active camo and Tim's carrying the flag and I'm going to sneak on the left here. And the maps are designed so well in this game. So far, the Bazaar, for example, perfect map for something like that.
We did a
oh my God, it was great.
It was so epic little run of the
I
capture
love
the
that.
flag.
Love that.
Yes, we like ran through all these back ways under alleys and stuff.
Took the basement area down below.
You were taking out the guys behind, then you ran in front of me, took out the guy in front, then I was able to run out. The pinging system, we were just getting it down at the end of the night. Changed the game.
Oh my God, it really does.
I'm telling you, y'all need to ping. Everyone needs to ping. It helps a ton. You see a guy way across the map, ping them. Now I know exactly where they're at, and then everyone on your team sees that ping.
I think that Halo I understand a lot of other games have had pinging and marking, right? That's fine. But when Halo gets it, it's a big deal because Halo's has always done things differently. So pulling that into it really changes things drastically.
Team play is way more important.
Yeah.
I want to say in Halo compared to others.
I think it definitely is. A lot of other games you can get away with going out on your own, We're talking last night, right there, that mark I got. I'm going left, you're going right. I got the rockets. And I could go on all day. But honestly, the last thing I'll say is the timer's coming back. That's huge. Back when we used to play Halo 3, Dave and I used to put a little stopwatch. And literally, okay, I grabbed the rockets, start the stopwatch. Like we were that into it, right? So now
you don't have to do that.
Yeah, now we have the timer right there. In my head, I'm always looking at the timer, It's just, I just can't say enough good things about it. So unless this game from now until December 8th takes some sort of drastic turnaround in the other direction, I think it will definitely be a game that I'll consider one of my best games of the whole year. So
I mean, we're good. I mean, there's only a few months away. Yeah. They can improve and fix some things or whatever, or let's say they made some things even worse. You can't have a completely different game
I doubt it. Yeah,
2 months.
There'll be some balancing, the grav hammer, for example, the commando, stuff like that. But
and they said that too. They're expecting right whenever the game goes live that people will find ways to rig stuff,
right?
And they'll have to adjust accordingly.
They'll have to patch.
But that's with any video game,
of course,
ever.
Especially a free to play game, they're going to be in there constantly updating, patching. So yeah.
Now, one quick thing on this though, I mean, we've talked about it many times, but how big do you, I really think it's going to be gigantic because it's free to play and the
Right.
multiplayer being this good. Let's say it wasn't even good. Let's say the game was actually bad. You would still get a lot of people off the jump
That's
trying it.
true. That's
Okay.
true.
Now knowing the quality of it and free to play people jumping on off the bat on it. I mean, like,
Yeah.
this could be like
Could go huge.
20 million players like week 2. I
I'm
mean,
really curious to see it. I think no matter how good the game is, though, I think the first few days and then compared to a week later, there might be somewhat of a drop off because naturally you're
yeah.
going to have some people
Yeah.
who try it out and bounce, right? But we need to see a few weeks from launch. What
I
is it
want
going
to
to look
see
like?
like, okay, 1 month later, where are
Right,
we
right,
at? You
right.
know, did it grow? Did it slow down?
But
But
yeah, if it's not obvious, we're super hyped on this. So yeah, man, I can't wait. Can't wait to play more today, actually. So
now hold on. One more thing with
yeah,
this Halo. So thinking of the industry as a whole, okay, you got Nintendo, you got Sony, Microsoft. Now, I've been thinking about this for a while, so that's why I'm going into this rant of thinking Microsoft hasn't had a big hit in years, man.
yeah,
It's been 360 days since they've had something huge that everyone's playing.
right.
In the mainstream, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Everything else has been like, even if it's a good game, like it's not like everyone's going and trying to get that system and there's huge
Of
hype
course.
around it and everyone's talking about it, blah blah blah. Like Last of Us or Uncharted
Right,
or
right,
Spider-Man or God of War, all of these titles.
right.
Xbox hasn't had a single one of
They
these
haven't had in a while, yeah.
since 360 days. I really feel that that's true.
So
And
hopefully we're getting back there. I hope
so this may be, let's, if this hits that hard and is that good and all of that, this will be really important for them because this will
it
be the
will.
first moment they get to prove, okay, because the other, like, Sunset Overdrive or any big hits that they've had kind of recently was
Mhm.
still because of a different studio.
That's
This is the
true.
first time Microsoft is trying to, like, now this is first party. This is them
Right,
actually making
right.
a game themselves, something to prove their worth, sort of situation.
Yep,
So
yep.
if they pass or fail, there's a lot leaning on it because we now know this is their first foray into something epic
That's
like
true.
this.
That's true.
And if this works out, because they have to be having, well, they already said they are, they're getting the help from those other studios like Bethesda stuff. They're coming in, they're saying, hey,
Right.
change this, do this. Da, da,
Hmm.
da. They're getting all the feedback. They're working within all these people inside their company now.
Yeah.
And now that can mean if this is a success, we know we have some power here and we know they
Right.
can go forward and make, like, when they're that Redfall game coming out, it can
Right.
be another effort of, like, even just a simple, like, guy from another studio walking in and pointing out a few things of, like, no, I wouldn't do it like this, do it like this,
Right.
makes all the difference in the
Oh
end,
yeah. 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 Yeah.
so
I have a suspicion that with the acquisition of Bethesda and all those studios and the way that this game is like all hands on deck, they know how important it is. Clearly,
yeah.
when it comes out, if it does do well, I have a suspicion that we're not going to be waiting, 6, 7 years next time for that. I think they're going to realize we got to stay on this and not let that happen ever again. This
Mhm.
long, long, long gap where people have forgotten about Halo. So we'll
In
see.
other games like the Perfect Dark, we just saw, they
They're
just
bringing
got
in help.
another team to help with them, Crystal
Hmm.
Dynamics, and so they hopefully. I mean, we're starting to see it, but hopefully this means, oh no, this is a big deal. We
Yeah.
need the big hitters,
Yep. Yep.
and no longer are we just like, even if a game is good or bad, we need the stuff that shakes the industry
Right. Right.
that Sony has and Xbox hasn't had since, again, 360 days.
Super
So
excited, man.
anyway, let's continue
Yeah,
here.
sure. Yeah, that's all I got. So you can
Okay.
list your
I mean, I'm gonna go through these here real fast, but
sure.
Tales of Arise, I'm playing more of. It just keeps getting better and better and better and better. I mean, this
It's great
game
to
is
hear.
incredible. I mean, I don't know how to praise it more than I've
Right.
already been,
Yep.
but I will continue to praise it. It's getting so serious in all the right ways. Like the
I
story,
love
I
that.
can't stop thinking about, oh my god, what's going to happen next or what already took place. It's hitting
That's
really
amazing.
hard. It gives me like chills in some ways and stuff. It's getting so good, and honestly, Tales has never hit this hard in
Right.
story. It's
Right.
always been. There's some games that have a
Decent.
really
Yeah.
good
Some of
story
them
and
are
stick
better.
with me, but what I'm saying is this, like, feels some weird I don't know, Last of Us levels
I
of like
gotcha. Okay.
that serious of something happening, you know. I
That's
don't know, it's
awesome.
wild. It keeps hitting really hard on, and I've mentioned it last time, but it's still even more the case on what freedom really means
Gotcha.
in slavery and
Okay.
people taking advantage of
Some
people, and
important topics. Okay.
it's really hard hitting. Like anyway.
That's great to
If
hear.
someone were to actually give an explanation of it, you know, you watch a 20-hour video on YouTube going over the whole thing, they're probably crying 4 times through
Right,
that
right, right.
demonstration.
I gotcha.
Anyway, it's crazy. Next up, Castlevania Advanced Collection. I feel really bad because I haven't played Tales in a few days because this hit, and this is just like, oh my god, this is the best thing
It's
ever.
back. We're back in 1990, whatever.
Right? This and Diablo 2 and
It's
ActRaiser,
crazy,
they just
man.
hit me hard with all of these old classics
Right.
that are crazy good. And I'm telling you, replaying them, it's like, oh, it's even better than what I originally was thinking going into it.
It's
I already
awesome.
loved them. It was already like my favorite games in the past. Now they're just even better. Awesome.
Didn't expect
I
anything
can't,
less.
but yeah, Castlevania, ActRaiser, Diablo 2, playing through them all. They're all great. Diablo 2's having server issues. Every big online game, it's the
To
same
be
ordeal.
expected, yeah.
But I hate that because one, okay, you had an excuse 10 years ago.
Right.
You've been going through this mill how many times now?
A ton of
We
time.
didn't know it was this popular.
Yeah, no.
Bro,
Give me
it's
a
like the
break.
biggest game ever. What are you talking about? You definitely know.
Yeah,
You definitely know how big Diablo and Warcraft and all these things are. How long you been doing this? And every time you give the
right.
exact same excuse.
And they run a game that's got how many millions of people playing all at once? I mean, come
Yeah.
on.
They have the money, okay? Build the servers up, expect however many you need to expect so you're not having this problem.
Yep.
You've had to have learned this lesson at this point. Okay, even with Diablo 3, that was years ago and you had this problem. But that was 6-7 years ago. You would think with this next one here, you would have finally learned the lesson. That was out for like a week or two and it hit you hard. The amount of money you got lost and the amount of issue, like the bad press was through the roof. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
people
They
still
don't need
think
more
on
of
that
that.
moment even today. And why would you want more of that? Just make the servers better. Do what you have to do. You still have the same excuse. Anyway, it drives me insane. But at least they have an offline option. You play offline, play with the character, and
Yeah.
that's anytime the online's not working. I just do that. I work on my offline character.
There you go.
So I've been enjoying it regardless.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, I don't get how they still have the same excuse. It's stupid.
It makes no sense,
So,
man.
and it just further makes me believe, like, Blizzard can say all they want in Activision, but the proof's in the pudding, and they still keep acting the exact same way. So.
This is true. I don't see any changes happening. So for now, not really.
You
Not
try to
really.
convince this change is happening, but we're not actually seeing it. So whatever. Anyway, you can change some names of characters. No, we don't care about that. We need actual change.
Right,
Anyway,
right.
all right, moving on. Last game here, Eastward. I just wanted to shout out a ton. I was playing it before this huge hit here recently of the Halo Infinite, and
Right.
Castlevania, and the Devil, but it is. I mean,
you were giving some pretty high praise, right?
yeah, because whenever we were seeing the release date, and I was initially bringing up, I was like, the art style looks cool. I can't really tell what it is. Kind of looks like a boring Earthbound or something. It's that game. No, it's incredible, man. It's like
awesome.
It's so creative. It's so masterfully done. And I guess it's okay, sure, because it is the people who did Stardew Valley, and they did an incredible job with that game. But I'm telling you, like, they know what they're doing. I feel they have game design down to a T, and they couldn't do it any better than how they're doing it. It feels like a mash of Zelda mixed with Stranger Things, but way, way weirder than Stranger Things. I just don't know how else to compare it.
Yeah.
It almost feels like I've been playing No More Heroes 3 on the side,
right.
too. I won't go into that, but the weird crap I would see on screen of that No More Heroes 3 is kind of the same deal with this Eastward. It is really weird stuff, okay, of like these weird alien creatures with like an eye that pops out of another eye or something. I don't know.
I love stuff like that.
It's like Death Stranding. Let's say that as an example.
Good
you know
choice.
How just weird that gets. That's where Eastward shows on your. That's where it's getting.
I gotcha.
It's that weird. And you're running around. You're destroying stuff with a frying pan. Then you get guns.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
it's so out there, but it's really well done. Like, it's creative gameplay moments of like, okay, you gotta like flip a switch, but there's these electrical cables that aren't really connected, and you have to like go throughout the level and connect them all in a way to make this thing run so you can open a door. So it has all of those Zelda moments of like trying to figure out a puzzle to continue.
Oh,
And then
okay.
the combat is like, it's like top down Zelda combat, but the weirdness factor is way outside of Zelda. This is like, it's oh, it's fun like Zelda, but then you just see the weirdest thing on your screen that you're now attacking, you know. It's almost like it's that weird, it's almost like Kojima making a Zelda game is
I
kind
gotcha.
of the best way I
That
can put
sounds
it.
awesome, actually. So,
Yeah.
all right,
It's
cool.
it's incredible, and people really need to play it. It's just
It's on all
I know I
platforms.
get there's a lot right now. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So, and you
Put
can
it on my
play it
put it on
wherever.
wish list.
So, yeah.
Great.
I couldn't praise it enough. I was entirely blown away, and I was kind of crapping on it at first. I was like, this game looks like, I think what it was is they were purposely trying not to show things because it's so weird. It would just spoil how the game works. So they were just being really light on just showing the super beginning stuff.
I see.
But it gets out there, man.
All right,
Your
that's.
mind's gonna be blown. Anyway,
I'm gonna add it right now.
yeah, it's really cool. I mean, just watch a single video review on it. They'll be talking the way I'm talking.
All right, awesome.
But
Add that
anyway,
right now before I forget.
that's it. ActRaiser, I mean, I also wanted to bring up, great game as well. I've been playing around with that. I'm playing so much, so I've only played like an hour and a half of it, but it is a banger. So just, and
Sure
that's
looks
about
like
it.
it. All right, awesome.
So
All right,
new
sounds
game
like a good
watch
game.
here.
Yeah, let's run through these quick. I got to bounce in like 2 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, we're good. New World, that's the Amazon MMO. They've been shouting around for a while now.
Oh, yeah.
And they keep pushing it back, pushing it back. It's now out. Well, it'll be out in like 2 days of recording. It'll be out by the time this episode posts. It's looking really cool. I'm not doing an MMO.
Yeah.
I'll play Final Fantasy 14 and I'll stop there.
Yeah,
Still
it does
Assault
look cool, but
Switch.
too much.
Still Assault on Switch and PC September 28th as well. This looks crazy, crazy cool. You should like at least highlight over that link there and drive. But it almost is like that. I don't know. It's a
Whoa. I like how it looks.
this
It's
what
like
is
Metal
that?
Slug or something.
Yeah,
That's what it
it's
looks
like
like to me.
that Cyber Shadow game that came
Oh,
out.
yeah,
kind of
yeah, yeah.
recently.
Yep.
Like to that quality of just
That's
like
really
crazy good 2D platformer.
cool. Okay.
So I needed to mention that. The Neo, The World Ends With You, September 28th. Hot Wheels Unleashed on all systems, September 30th. That's that game we saw in the Nintendo Direct with the racing game where you make your own tracks and all that. That looked really cool. And FIFA 22, if you care about FIFA, comes out.
Don't care. Sorry. No,
yeah.
no interest
you
here,
can
but
spend a few $1 million building your character in that game.
Oh my god, kills me every time.
And that will do it.
Sweet,
awesome episode. The Nintendo Direct, I was really, really hyped on. They did an amazing job. I think that was better than the Sony showcase.
I agree.
Only because look at how much we got here. This is a lot of new stuff.
The
Sony one was a lot of stuff we already knew,
right?
And we got 2 or 3 announcements that were huge, but this is a lot of big stuff here.
We have to do another reaction like that. That was fun. So
yeah, we definitely will. But we'll see you guys.
All right, everybody, take care. See you next time.